Okay, here we go.
Oh, there's kids playing hockey here.
Future superstars.
Beautiful.
Going in the
building.
nosebleeds, boys. All right. Going in.
Oh, look at this. Very cool. Awesome. Very excited to have the one and only Laser from Hockey Shop in Langley. Welcome to the show, Laser. How you doing today?
Fabulous. No slap shots.
Oh, the Rangers score. Boo.
Can you hear me? Huh? Yeah, that's wild. Okay, this is craziness. I'm watching the game in the bar. This is the. I'll show you guys. I'm literally. We're in a bar here. We make it happen here. Nothing is perfect, you know.
Here we are with the one and only Mr. Jake from Jake's Takes Hockey. Welcome to the show, sir. How you doing today?
That's right. Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Russell is the best. He's the secret master of the universe. Yes. And he's come to this realm to set us free and deliver a cup to Vancouver, I think. Russell is a gift from the gods, I think. What do you want? You want to say hi to anyone on the stream? You want to say shout out to anybody? Any advice, words of wisdom? We got 2-1 Canucks right now. Justin, who is he? There you go.
Oh yeah, look at that nice ice getting all clean.
There you go. Go Canucks, go! All right.
Yeah, literally the back row, boys. It's nice to have you.
Thanks. Yeah, I'm happy to join you guys.
Witten and Jordan from Canucks Uncensored. How you guys doing today?
Awesome.
We're good, Russell. Thanks so much for having us on.
David wins it, goes forward and gets a shot, goes wide. Carr puts it behind the net. Got! Time! Oh, I just got lightheaded! 3-2, Canada wins. I scared the crap out of Dobby. Boys! Boys and girls! We did it! Canada wins! Binnington with some killer saves in overtime, and Connor McDavid, the man we were giving so much crap to through this whole game, wins the game! I'm so red in the face! Look at how red my face is! It's Canadian face! Oh, in Boston, boys! We win it in overtime! This is the man, the myth, the legend, the Blue Line Hockey. Welcome to the show, buddy.
Thanks for having me. Pleasure to be here.
How you doing today?
Things are great. Thank you for the wonderful intro, and thank you for having me on. And truly a big fan of what you are doing on your channel as well. So keep it up, man. It's really, really good.
We're in the second row, so we're doing all right.
Live from Rogers Arena, Michael Saunders with that beautiful mustache on his face. There it is. Look at that. A live look in Rogers Arena. Mike and Zach.
Russell, how are you doing, sir?
I'm doing really good. It's nice to see you.
Great to see you. It's always fun popping into the streams every once in a while when I get a chance, and nice to finally be chatting with you.
How are we? Guys, this is awesome. I'm excited to be here.
Everyone's been very excited to have you on. The word got out and people started getting very excited. So thank you very much for doing this and joining us today.
I appreciate you having me.
Thank you for having me. Thank you to everyone who requested to hear my beautiful voice too. I appreciate that.
How you doing tonight? Doing good. Thank you very much for taking the time out of your very first hockey game to join the stream. Everyone was very excited to see you, and enjoy the rest of the game in the third period.
Yeah, thank you so much. Bye-bye, guys.
Trevor Beggs joining the show from Locked On Canucks. Thanks for joining me today, brother.
My pleasure, Russell. How you doing today, buddy?
I'm doing really good. I'm doing really good.
Hey, buddy. What an intro. Thanks, man.
Hey, no problem. It's nice to see you again. It's been a while.
Dude, absolutely. Yeah, those late nights, early mornings.
Yeah, weird
they were
times.
rough.
We are excited to welcome Dave Hall to the show. Welcome, my man.
Hey, thanks for having me today. I'm excited to be on.
Yeah. We're excited to welcome to the show Larry Fisher.
Thanks for having me, Russell. Looking forward to talking lots of hockey.
Yeah, look at that. Look at this man. He's wearing his Canucks jersey at a Montreal game. You love to see it. He became a local legend by calling the Abbotsford Canucks Calder Cup run. We are very happy to welcome Brandon Astle to the show. How's it going, brother?
Russell, I'm doing well. Thanks a lot for having me on.
I'd like to introduce to Nothing is Perfect, Mr. Zach Nolan.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, it's great to have you.
Howdy.
What's up, my dude? They say never meet your heroes, but boy, am I glad I got to, because here he is, the man, the myth, the legendary host, Toddcast Podcast, Mr. Todd Hancock.
Dude, thank you, man. What a crazy introduction. A hero, a myth, a legend.
Yeah. We're pleased to welcome to the show, Canuckland.
Thanks for having me on. I'm really excited.
Passionate, realistic, honest. Rev Trev.
Let's go. Let's get some passion going. There's some actual hockey playing.
Smith plays it right across the zone. Bolana with a shot. Score! The Abbotsford Canucks from the blue line! Shot through a crowd! And the Canucks have won it in overtime! Just like that, game one is over! And you don't have to wait much longer, because the Abbotsford Canucks have won game one with 14:09 left to go in the overtime period! Woo! Just Charlotte wins the draw. They skate in. They take a shot towards the net. Goes high and wide. Comes around. In behind. Into the corner. And just like that. Just like that. Being resilient. Next man up. The Abbey Canucks, no doubt, never lost 2 games in a row in this Calder Cup Finals. And the Abbey Canucks are Calder Cup champions. Woo! Can you believe it? What's up, everyone? It's Nothing is Perfect. It's Russell Holiday.
It's time for some Vancouver Canucks hockey against the St. Louis Blues. I originally thought this game was on the road. So did Dustin. It's a 4:30 start, but it is not in St. Louis. This game will be occurring here in Vancouver, despite the 4:30 start time, as a result of it being Thanksgiving in Canada. So happy Thanksgiving to everyone out there. Make sure you are telling everyone what you're thankful for today. And today I'm thankful for all you beautiful people that are here to watch this game with me today. I'm also very grateful for my wonderful wife, my fantastic dog, and, just all the wonderful people in my life that help me be the person that I am. So, Thanksgiving. Is it a bounce back game? Game 3 of the season. First game, they clobbered the Flames. Second game, they failed against the Oilers. The only reason they were really in that game was Demko held them in. So, who knows what we're going to get today. We got some updated stuff for the stats that you want, but you don't really need. But I'm getting ahead of myself. This is what I do. I just get ahead of myself. So let's start off by talking about what we're going to be doing today. So number one, we will say hello to all the beautiful people who are already in chat, waiting for this game to get started. Number two, we are going, well, what am I doing here? Let's hop on over here and have a look. All right. There's the thumbnail that you've all seen already, right? Yep. So the starting lineup today for the stream. Canucks versus Blues. Hello to all you beautiful people. Stats that you want, but you don't really need. And we have updated that a little bit. There's a couple new little nuggets in there, which I'm happy about. We'll go through the Canucks starting lineup. There has been changes. Defense been taken out. Defense been putting in. A little bit of shuffling here and there with the forward lines too. So we'll get into what you're expecting tonight from Mr. Foot's new look lineup. First intermission, it's the Rusty and Dusty Sideshow. Dustin Boydell will be by. We'll go through the ups and downs of the first period, and then we'll get into a little bit of the latest Canucks news of the day, talk about a couple different stories that we've been discussing together. Second intermission, we're very happy. This man's a legend. Canucksland will be back to give us his insight into the game so far as well. We'll just kind of chat about the Canucks in general. So if you haven't yet, make sure you go check out his channel. There's a link in the description, Canucksland. This man is one of the hardest working guys in Canucks content creation. He posts videos like a wild man. So make sure you check out Canuckland. And then post-game show, we're going to have the Rusty and Dusty post-game show. Dustin Boydell will be back in for an early post-game show with this 4:30 start to the game. And then we'll chat about how the game went, look ahead to the next couple games, and we'll give you a full understanding of what happened tonight between the Vancouver Canucks and the St. Louis Blues. All right? Back to the bar. All right, let's say hello to the beautiful people, shall we? Now, let's see. I wonder, was there anyone here before? Yes, there was. I did see that. So first off, Demko, NHL 2, says, hi, go Canucks, go! Welcome, Demko. And then I was here, and I used all the custom emojis that you get for being a member of Nothing is Perfect. B was here. B says, hello, y'all. What's up, B? How's it going? And then McNally, 25's Big Zed says, let's go, Vancouver! And then Hachiko's here and says, currently in archaeology lab, but I do have one thing to say. Go, Canucks, go! And then B says, good luck, Hatch, have fun. And then B also says, I'm listening to this as I do my reading for psychology, laugh out loud. When you do psychology, you're going to get a really good study into the denigrating state of the sports fan as he watches this team flounder. Maybe that's the title of your new paper. Doodle Hockey in the house. What's up, my dude? It was fun chatting with you last night with Canucks Clay. Can you guys believe it? Canucks Clay did his 24-hour stream, and now he's at the Canucks game today. So wild man, Canucks Clay has a nap and then heads out to the Canucks game after doing 24 hours of streaming. Me and Doodle Hockey were chatting with the boys last night, which was a lot of fun. Taylor Betts in the house. LMAFO. Doodle Hockey is so funny. Also, hopefully they get the win today. And then Doodle Hockey does say he has been to the future and they do win this game. So, you have a time machine, bro? I wonder how the guys are going to play today. I feel like, just as a result of the opponent that they're playing in St. Louis, they should be able to put out a better performance. Because we have to remember, and as Canucks fans, we do have our biases. We hate the Oilers. We think they suck. We got Dive Seidel and McCrybaby. But we do have to remember they have been to the Stanley Cup Finals 2 years in a row. And so the measuring stick of Canucks versus Oilers, the Canucks were not up to the task. Let's be honest here. So I think we're going to play better today. Knock on wood. Todd Pettersson in the house. What's happening? Let's see if you get me. It troubles do. IT troubles do. Don't. I like your picture. I got a picture now, pretty appropriate. Yeah, that is perfect. Don't. Calvin 99 Charlie's in the house. Oh no, you starting now? I have to go to dinner. Canucks go, Canucks go, Canucks go, Canucks go, Canucks go. Oh man, they got Chris Pronger on the screen again. Hate to see it. A sunny turkey day to all. Yep. Here in BC, we're getting a beautiful sunny day, which is great to see. And then Big Mac's in the house and he says, yo, what's shaking, everybody? Yep. There's a lot shaking today, my dude. And then Calvin 99 says, happy Valentine's Day, y'all. Valentine's Day. Happy Thanksgiving, y'all. Turkey, turkey, turkey. Todd Pettersson, big test at home. Yep. Soul Search Guru in the house. Hello, people. What's up, my dude? Welcome back. Rod, watching from Kamloops. Go, Canucks, go. Happy Thanksgiving. Turkey, turkey, turkey. Canada. And then Big Mac says, happy Thanksgiving. Keith's in the house, too. Canucks are going to win. Rusty and Dusty, goal. I hope so. I hope we get to see the Canucks win today. All right. Let's hop on over to the stats that you want, but you don't really need. And I will show you guys. We have updated this slightly. Why do you not look the same as you did before? We adjust that. Does that help? Oh, no. How about? Yeah, maybe. Oh, just slide this up a little bit more. Oh, there we go. Now you can see it all. All right, perfect. So, Canucks on Monday. They've done it 304 times. They are 134 and 153. So they are 19 games below 500 when playing on a Monday, which is a little crazy. At home, however, they are 20 games above 500, and we are at 69 losses on Monday. So we do not want to break that. We want to make it 90 and 69. We don't want to make it 89 and 70 because we'd be ruining this beautiful 69. So they are very good on Mondays at home. On the road, they are 29 games below 500. It is not a pretty thing. So luckily, they are not playing on the road on this Monday. When we're looking at October 13th, the Canucks have played then 19 times. They're 9-8-2. So October 13th, a little bit of a better look than if you look at their Mondays. At home, they're 5-3-1. On the road, they're 4-5-1. So this will be their 20th game playing on October 13th. See if they can make this 6-3-1, which would be good to see. If you're looking at the Canucks versus the Blues, in the last 10 games, the Canucks are 3-3-4 against the Blues. So it has been very, very close. This is one of the updates we have for today. We have put in the last 10 games stat. And then when it comes to the last 10 games, it has been extremely close. These are the goals for, goal against. The Canucks have scored 32 goals against the Blues and had 33 scored on them in this time. So you can see an absolute dead heat between these two teams. And this is over the last, I'd say the last like 3 or 4 years. So very, very close. But we're talking about overall, the Canucks are not great against the St. Louis Blues. They're 20 games below 500. This will be their 190th game. At home, however, they are 1 game above 500 at 46-45 with 5 overtime losses. On the road, not a great scene. They are 21 games below 500 on the road at 34-55-4. Looking at the Canucks versus the Blues on Monday, not a stat that you want to see. They played 18 times on Monday. They are 5-13 against the Blues on Mondays. Not a great stat. At home, they're 2-5. Oh, it's not getting any better. Of course it wouldn't. And they're 3-8 away. If we're talking about the Canucks' current leading scorer against the Blues, and I have updated, so we are including the all-time highest scorers now. Canucks' current leading scorer against the Blues, Brock Besser, has 8 goals in 20 games. Don Lever's got the all-time record with 14 goals in 43 games. So Besser definitely on a better pace than the all-time record. EP40, Pettersson, 18 assists in 17 games. Henrik Sedin has the all-time lead with 32 in 62 games. And then EP40 playing against, like I mentioned last stream, EP40 playing against Binnington. He seems to play well. He's over almost a point per game. He's got more assists than games. He's got 24 points in 17 games against Binnington. And for those who don't remember, EP40 won the Calder Trophy for best rookie of the year over Binnington. Henrik Sedin has the overall all-time lead with 44 points in 62 games against the Blues. We're looking at the Blues versus the Canucks all-time. Kyrou currently has 6 goals in 13 games. Thomas has got 8 assists in 18 games, and then Thomas also has 13 points in 18 games. If we're looking at the overall for the all-time, Brett Hall's got 20 goals against the Canucks in 32 games for the St. Louis Blues. And then Bernie Federico's got 36 assists and 50 points in 48 games. So luckily, he does not play for the Blues anymore. But if you can see that, I'll get my head out of the way of those last couple stats for you. All right, let's get back to the bar. Well, we're looking at the Canucks starting lineup tonight. As I mentioned, a couple changes to both the offensive lines and the defensive lines. We're looking at the offensive lines, no new bodies in the lineup, but they have done a good old shuffle. So if we're looking at top line has not changed, which I'm a little bit upset about. DeBrusk, Petey, and Besser playing together on your top line. Number 2, we got Evander Kane, Philip Hedl, and Connor Garland playing together. So Evander Kane has been elevated. Drew O'Connor moved up into Evander Kane's spot with Braden Coots and Jonathan Lekermacki. And then the 4th line now is Baines, Ratu, and Kiefer Sherwood. So Baines has been demoted. Evander Kane has been promoted as well as Drew O'Connor. So they have jumbled it up a little bit. Actually, let's quickly just go ahead and run through those again just so you guys can see it once more. DeBrusk, Pettersson, Besser, top line. Second line, Evander Kane goes up with Philip Hedl and Connor Garland. And then Drew O'Connor also gets elevated to play with Coots and Lekermacki. Hopefully he can use that speed. And then the 4th line is now Baines, Ratu, and Kiefer Sherwood with Teddy Bluger still not quite ready to go for this game. And then the defense and the goaltending, there has been a change. Derek Forbort has been removed from the lineup, so you'll see what happens with that. So the top pair remains the same. Quinn Hughes, Hronek, still your top pair. This is where the changes come in. We got DPD playing with Myers on the second pair. For your third pair, you got the other Pettersson of the Marcus variety playing with Vittorio Mancini, who's into the lineup. So Derek Forbort sits down, and Kevin Lankinen is your starting goaltender. So we got a lanky party tonight. Kevin Lankinen playing against the Blues, so we'll see how that goes. Yeah. So that is your starting lineup for today. All right. We're not too far off of the start of this game. Maybe, yeah, we haven't done this yet this season. Let's hop on over. After looking at the lineup, these stats don't mean as much, right? Obviously, because the season is so early, but Jake Neighbors is leading the St. Louis Blues so far with 2 points. Both of those mean goals. Pavel Buchnevich is got the 1 assist. Jake DeBrusk leading the team with 2 assists. Philip Hedl with 2 goals, and so they would be tied for the team lead. The Canucks are playing St. Louis today. They play them again at the end of this month, October 30th, the day before Halloween, and then they don't play them all the way until March 21st. So that should be interesting to see. So far this season, the Canucks have 0 power play goals. So they're 0% on the power play, 28th. St. Louis has got 16.7%. That puts them at 19th, so bottom half. The Canucks are first place in the league on the penalty kill. They have not allowed a penalty goal, a power play goal against yet. The St. Louis Blues, not great. Bottom of the bottom half of the league to 77.8%. When it comes to face-off, the Canucks are not doing great. St. Louis is really good at 53%, 10th best in the league. The Canucks are 44%, 26th in the league. When it comes to goals for, goals against, the St. Louis Blues are having a struggle scoring. 2 goals per game, 27th, and 3.5 against, which is quite high, so they're 21st. Canucks have only allowed 2 goals per game, so defensively they've been looking really, really good. 7th in the league. Well, against Calgary, they defensively looked really good. Against Edmonton, Demko looked really good. I have to keep on saying that. And then when it comes to goals for, they're right in the middle of the league. 3 goals per game, giving them 17th. Jordan Binnington is probably going to, he's got a 5 goals. Hang on. Jordan Binnington has a 5 goals against average right now. Oh, JB, the struggle's real. A 7.62 save percentage. So we'll see what happens. Maybe he can pick it up, but we'll wait and see. When we look at the last 10 games, both teams have only played 2 games. So the Blues beat Calgary and the Canucks beat Calgary. So they have that in common, but the Blues did lose to Minnesota in their last game. And in their first game. And then the Edmonton Oilers have beat the Canucks. So whoever wins this game, then it goes Canucks, or it would be Canucks or St. Louis and then Calgary. And all those 3 teams were battling for the last playoff spot last year. All right, back to the bar. We're getting pretty close here to puck drop now. Let's get back into chat for a second. Mike Torrance in the house. Russ, crew, what's up, Mike Torrance? Nice to see you, my dude. Vampire, what's up, my dude? I am using my speaker and it's pretty loud. Laughing and crying, and I'm watching this amazing stream. Thank you very much, my dude. I've been told to be quiet a few times in my life. I know you guys might not believe that. Welcome, Vampire. Nice to see you, my dude. B in the chat. Happy Thanksgiving, Canada. And what is that? Is that wheat? Some wheat and some turkey. Happy Thanksgiving, y'all, with the blue heart. You'll love to see it. Mike Torrance. Stupid thought of many, but should Hughes be on PP2 and PD on PP1? I think they should both be on PP1 to answer your question, but I think that Kane shouldn't be, and I think Lekermacki should take his spot on that half wall. So we'll see. I mean, in today's comments from the coach, Adam Foote, he said that they are going to be as flexible as they can be. So it should be interesting to see if he's, he said he planned to play Lankinen to start the year tonight. And he says, don't get too worried about the power play setup yet because we're only 2 games in. But he says there is room for change, which is good to hear from Adam Foote. But we'll talk a lot about the lineup and the deployment so far in the season with Dustin during the first intermission. Boomtown Rats, tell you what, I don't like Mondays. Looks like somebody's got a case of the Mondays. Oh! Cal McKenzie, unleash Vittorio Mancini. Oh, yeah! I can't wait to see Mancini in this lineup. I love Vittorio Mancini. And James Sabolsky on the prime lineup. By the way, if you guys are not able to find the game today, it is on Amazon Prime. So welcome to anyone who doesn't have Amazon Prime and is now watching me instead. Welcome to the stream. Leah Herring in the chat. Canucks, give me something to be happy about, please. Please. I can't take this losing anymore. Gary Wiseman. Soup Gary. Live long and prosper. Are we winning yet? Not yet. No, the game hasn't started yet, Gary. The funniest man in chat. Welcome, Gary Wiseman. Nice to see you, my dude. Mancini, Thanksgiving martini for everyone at the bar on me. Heck yes. I guess that's actually a good moment then. Since we're talking about martinis, I'd like to propose a toast before the game gets started. To evil! Oh, that's a tasty water. Woohoo, says Todd Peterson. Paragraph Pro, I love how the Amazon coverage tries to make it as much like the in-house experience for their broadcast, showing warm-ups, in-house entertainers, and such. It's growing on me quickly, yeah. Yeah, it's been interesting to see. I do love to see the warm-ups too, right? And that's the advantage, I think, of the Amazon stream is they don't have to do the same thing as Sportsnet. Like, Sportsnet, depending on which one you'd be watching it on tonight, might actually end up being taken over by the Blue Jays game, right? But I mean, Sportsnet specific probably would have the Canucks game start on time, but we'd probably be watching the Blue Jays game all the way up to the end. By the way, let's see, I'll bring up the Blue Jays because I know I was watching it. They're in the top of the 7th now. It is not going well for the Blue Jays. After a very rocky first inning where Savage gave up 3 runs, They did settle things down, tied things up by the second, but it looks like things have gone sideways with the pitchers in relief, as it is now a 9-3 game after losing the first game in Toronto. Not a good look for the Blue Jays right now. Hachiko, happy Thanksgiving for you guys. Thank you, Hachiko. That's very nice of you. Big Mac 133 Soup Gary. See you all soon, says Dustin. Prayer over pro. Dusty. And then Big Mac's like, son, happy Thanksgiving. And then Hachiko's like, happy Thanksgiving, Papa. Cal McKenzie, do the lanky hanky panky. Lanky hanky panky. Let's do the lanky hanky panky. I'll try and keep you guys up to date on the out of town scoreboard as we go too. In an absolute shock to the system, the Florida Panthers are currently leading the defending Stanley Cup champions 1-0 on a Tyson Forster goal. The Devils and the Blue Jackets are deadlocked at 0. The Avalanche defeated the Sabres. The Sabres are absolute trash to start this year. And then the Jets beat up on the Islanders. So the Islanders, I don't think, have won yet. Predators beat up on the Senators, which is crazy because the Senators are supposed to be good. I believe Brady Tkachuk left this game as well. So that's something to watch as well. So the Predators defeating them. Maybe they got shook when their best player left. The Lightning barely defeating the Bruins. And then the Red Wings defeating the... Wait. Checks notes. The Red Wings beat the Maple Leafs. Look at the shot totals. The Red Wings had 15 shots and they scored 3 goals. The Maple Leafs had 40 shots and could only score 2. Oh my goodness. Who is in goal for this Maple Leaf team? So it was Talbot and net for Detroit. And it was Stolars in net for... Wow, that's crazy. Yeah, at 800 save percentage. Huh. Back to the bar. Hachiko, I'm grateful for you and everyone in chat, plus Rusty and Dusty, and all the intermission people. Thank you very much, Hachiko. That's nice. Paragraph Pro, the exact D lineup I want to see. Let's see, can I pull this up? Because Dustin sent this to me earlier, guys. Can I do this without showing you guys my Facebook page? Because you only get that when you watch my... Let's see here. Is this the one? Look at this. So this is... Look at this timestamp. So timestamp. I don't know if you can see it. Maybe I can zoom in a bit. No, I cannot zoom in on this. You cannot see the timestamp, eh? Oh, no. So this came in at 12:05. So this came in just after noon. Hughes Hronek, Marcus Pettersson, Victorio Mancini, EPD, and Tyler Myers. So this is literally the exact lineup that Dustin wanted to see, that the Vancouver Canucks were so gracious and Adam Foote to do the exact same lineup that Dustin wanted. So that's why we come to the Rusty and Dusty show specifically for Dusty, because this is what he sent to me at noon today, saying this is what he wants as the lineup. And boom, Foote is listening. He must have tapped our messages. And just like that, it's crazy, right? Dustin Boydell, everyone. He's a god. Japan 4, Mariners -3. Boom. Yeah, Mariners are now -6, Japan 4. And then Japan 4, I know we were chatting yesterday about playing some Chell. In my YouTube profile, there is a link to an email, Instagram, Twitter. So you message me anywhere on there and we'll hook up and we'll play some Chell at some point. Yeah, 9-3, brutal. Damn, come on, Blue Jays, says Big Mac 133. Yeah, Big Hog's not even in chat yet because he's watching the game. I was sending him some taunting messages. Cal McKenzie, Canucks have 0 PK goals against. We got to get some shots, damn it. Yep. Bonsai, Japan-san, says Callum McKenzie. Japan 4, Bonsai, Callum-san. Gary Wiseman, we haven't conceded yet. That's a plus. Yep. Yeah, so we haven't scored a power play goal, and we haven't been scored on when we're penalty killing, so we'll take it. The Blue Jays are choking, Carly. That is true. They must be using the bat wrong. Yeah, they're holding it from the wrong end or something, eh? They're holding their bat backwards, swinging with the end. All right. It's like the boys are net. Jordan Binnington is starting for St. Louis. Thatcher Demko is backing up. Kevin Lankinen, the Lank Tank, is in net for the Canucks. I do have the game clock again for you guys today, so we'll see if we can make that work. And the puck has been dropped just like that. Play is underway. Let's get this updated too. First period. Garland picks it up in his own zone. Canucks move out to the neutral zone. Braden Shen over the blue line. Shot goes wide, rings around the boards. Canucks work the puck into the St. Louis zone. Garland with a sharp angle shot. Ends up going off the side of the net. Bounces up to the half boards on the far side where Garland himself recovers it. He brings it back behind the net. He looks back to the blue line, passes to Hughes, who puts it over for Myers, who's come onto the ice during a change. The Canucks try and bank the puck in front. Cannot get it to go. That was DeBrusk there. Now we got Hedel and DeBrusk out there as we're mid-change. Garland with a shot from the high slot through a crowd, and Binnington makes the save. Got 19:02 left to go in the first period. Canucks with a couple chances early. Good work there. Kane taking his man's stick so Garland can get the initial chance. Yeah, tries to put it short side and barely misses there. Binnington got a piece of it. You're not supposed to swing it. You're supposed to swing it, not swallow it. Plays back underway. Canucks put the puck towards the net. That gets blocked. And then they put it off the bar. Picking up the rebound. A shot to the front of the net. That goes right off the bar. Was that Pettersson? I think that might have been Pettersson with an amazing shot on a rebound. St. Louis picks it up behind their own net. Canucks keep the puck in for the moment. St. Louis works it up to the blue line. Still can't get it out. EPD picks it up. Stops up on the half boards. Gets his bounce back. Tries to put it back to the Elias Pettersson. But the puck ends up getting deflected all the way down. They ring it up the boards. Tyler Myers stops up on the half boards. Banks it for Drew O'Connor. So the new look third line is out there. Puck up to the middle. Lekermacki has it bounce off his stick. Coots keeps it in the... Oh, Coot can't keep it in the blue line. Comes back to Marcus Pettersson. He slaps the puck in around behind the net. A little bit of a slower roll than we thought it was going to be. Lekermacki almost took the puck. Battling for it in the corner. Drew O'Connor comes in to support. Now we got all three forwards there, but they can't come with it. Now St. Louis comes out. They'll have a 3-on-2 if they work hard. Pass back. Ends up going for the fourth man, and he can't take the puck. And then they bobble it and then just send it in behind Lankinen. Lankinen puts it over to the corner for Marcus Pettersson near side. Coots comes back to support. Puts it down low for Marcus Pettersson. Mancini takes a hit and gives up the puck. First shift for Mancini in this game. Marcus Pettersson flubs on the pass behind the net. St. Louis picks it back up. Coots jars the puck free, but he doesn't have any support there. Back to the blue line. Shot blocked by Drew O'Connor from the blue line. Marcus Pettersson tries to put it behind the net. Can't get it to Coots. St. Louis puts it right in front. Lankinen comes out, makes a save. Lekermacki chips it to the side. Braden Coots can't get there in time. St. Louis picks it up. They put it back to the blue line, the near side. Shot to the front of the net. That one gets blocked by Coots. Now pass it for Drew O'Connor. He's at the end of the shift, so he'll get to the red line, dump it in, and head off for a change. 16:50 left to go in this first period of play. The Canucks, Ratu picks it up just inside the blue line, takes a shot. That goes off a stick and out of play. Woo! Some action to start this game. Haha, Gary. Well, the pitching staff was always iffy at the start of the season. Great season, though. Mike Torrance is already saying, yep, it's up. So that was Tyler Myers put it off the bar. I thought it was EP40. No! Tyler Myers stepped into the faceoff circle and rung it off the bar. So only one shot so far in this game because Tyler Myers put it off the bar. Canucks lose the draw in the St. Louis zone. Hughes chips it up the boards, can't get it out, but it's picked up there again by Hughes. He flips it all the way out into the neutral zone. Fourth line still out there. Ratu puts it down into the corner. Baines moves in on the forecheck, so does Kiefer Sherwood. The Canucks start a change. St. Louis puts the puck all the way down the ice. Lankinen comes out to stop it behind his net for Hughes, who rings around the boards up to the blue line. The Canucks flip it to the middle. Ends up going off a stick and high. Hedel picks it up. gets caught up with a ref. Now he goes down the boards, tries to pass to the middle, ends up getting hit into the boards. The puck squirts in the middle. St. Louis tries to get it out, but they can't. And then they are working hard, but Kane comes in and keeps it in right at the blue line. He tries to pass across, ends up putting it off of Heedle's skate, and the puck skips all the way down the ice. Hronek picks it up there, and he'll ring around the boards to the far side. Missed by the Canuck player. Hughes has to backtrack, ends up taking the puck behind his own net, passing up the boards. Connor Garland out on the ice now. Cuts to the far side, over the blue line, puts it in around behind the net. Binnington can't stop it. Kane chips it down for Heedle. Heedle keeps it going over for Garland. Back to the blue line for Myers. Myers with a shot ends up getting blocked. He gets back in time and chips it back into the neutral zone. St. Louis standing in front of their own net. Oh yeah, it's Suter. I forgot even to mention that. With all the stuff going on, I forgot to mention that. It was Pius Suter playing against your Vancouver Canucks tonight. There he was, wearing number 22. DPD can't get it out. Puck in behind the net. St. Louis misses it. DPD skates onto it on the half boards. He'll flip out high out to center. Besser and DeBrusk move it on the forecheck. Can't come up with it as St. Louis manages to work their way out through the neutral zone. Good speed there. Goes around the full net side of the net, looking out front. Tries to make a pass. That gets partially deflected by Marcus Pettersson. St. Louis picks it up on the far side. Puck poked off their stick for a moment, but they recover it. St. Louis falls down. They put the puck towards the net, blocked. Into the middle, back to the blue line. High slot, missed on that one. Parayko couldn't pull the trigger from the blue line. Now EP40 in the corner, battling with two guys, can't get the puck. Oh, does well to get some body position, and then the puck squirts right in front of Lankinen. EP40 puts it to the side for DeBrusk. DeBrusk gets rubbed out there. The Canucks are three of them in the corner, couldn't come up with it. St. Louis puts it to the near side corner. Thomas works it back to the point, but ends up putting it outside the blue line. The Canucks will start to change. Hit there by Marcus Pettersson, jars the puck free for Tyler Myers. Marcus Pettersson with a long, hard pass to the side, missed. Canucks pick it up in the neutral zone. Drew O'Connor dumps it in. Braden Coots moves in on the forecheck. Can't come up with it. St. Louis moves out through the neutral zone. Into the Canucks zone, into the faceoff circle, into the high slot. Pass and a shot goes wide on the one time. Puck skipped up the boards, near side, back into the middle, intercepted there by Drew O'Connor. He'll skate to center and he'll dump it into the blue zone. And then the St. Louis player actually puts the puck right onto Binnington, who had to be aware. Same thing that happened last game when Pickard had to make a save on his own net. Good work by Ratu to knock his man down, but couldn't come up with a puck. Puck skips all the way down the ice. That's going to go wide of the net, but it's going to actually be beaten on the race by the St. Louis Blues, so Lankinen plays it. And then a shot to the front of the net from the crease. Blocker save by Lankinen. Puck gets flipped back in, and Lank the Tank will play to the far side corner. Rung around the boards for Sherwood on the near side half boards. He'll bank it up for Baines. Baines at center, flips it into the far side corner, and Heel will move it on the forecheck. Sherwood throws a hit, can't come up with the puck. St. Louis plays it out into the neutral zone, chips it into the Canucks zone, right on Lankinen. He directs it to the far side corner. Good pressure by, was that Hronek? Hronek hit his man, cleared the puck, but St. Louis picks it back up. Hughes takes it off the man's stick, and the Canucks work out through center. Kane carries it over the blue line, gets it in deep. On the forecheck, puck skips by him though. St. Louis plays it to the middle, and they'll skate out. Now it's 2 shots for St. Louis, 1 shot for the Vancouver Canucks. Hughes plays it behind the net. Tyler Myers is there. Or is that Hronek? Pass all the way down the ice, gets tipped in by Garland. Binnington picks it up behind his net, plays it down the boards, near side. Parayko starts skating out. Passes up to the Canucks blue line, intercepted there. Canucks with a change, coming on with some speed. DeBrusk moving in with some good speed to try and get that forecheck. Pettersson jars the puck free, gets it back to the blue line. The Canucks play it across the blue line. Now it comes down to the near side boards for DeBrusk. He puts it down low behind the net for Besser, who puts it down for Petey. Petey can't get the puck back on the pass to the blue line, and St. Louis skates out 4 guys across into the Canucks zone. Pass across the crease. St. Louis couldn't get a tip on net. Now the pass is, and the St. Louis Blues pick up the rebound. with a little bit of confusion in the Canucks zone. And on the third shot of the game, the St. Louis Blues have taken a 1-0 lead against the Vancouver Canucks here in the third game of the season with 11-12 left to go in the first period of play. Yeah, St. Louis comes in. Marcus Pettersson, Tyler Myers are out there. Puck gets shot through the crease. Oh, what a deflection, too. That was a really crafty play. Is that Suter? Yeah, Pius Suter with a good deflected pass over to Snookerroot, and he roofs it past Lankinen. Pius Suter assisting on the first goal. The Canucks logic is already hitting us. Can you believe it? My goodness. Canucks lose the puck in the St. Louis zone. St. Louis comes back 4 wide and ends up scoring off a nice little chip pass by Pius Suter. Baines right on the blue line couldn't enter because the Canucks were offside. He puts it back in the Canucks zone. Hronek leaves it for Hughes. Hughes stops behind his own net. He'll start skating out. He's being watched. He ends up making his man lose his stick. Skates right over the blue line. He takes a shot. Binnington makes a glove save on the Canucks' second shot of the game. Now we'll get a whistle and a commercial break for the first time. 10-3. Uh-oh. Oh, I got prime time to switch from the Jays getting squashed to the Canucks. Go Canucks, go! Todd Peterson. Oh, and Andrea Isles off to another difficult season, long lining. Will they return from another perfect storm season? The Isles are not looking great. It looks like they're going to be in the Gavin McKenna sweepstakes, eh? The Gavin McKenna sweepstakes. Mariners down 10 or winning 10-3. No Coots, damn. No. Coots is playing. Rogers Center is a cathedral right now. Yeah, totally dead silent. It was fun while it lasted. Down 2-0 with 3 in Seattle. Jay's lucky to win 1 game. Yeah. Japan 4. Sounds good, Russ. Witt and I will practice and we'll link up with you. Yeah, sounds good. Rangers 2. That's the Ocean Ranger in making. Yeah, the Rangers have not scored a goal at home yet. They've played 4 games. They've played 2 of those at home. And they have not scored a goal at home yet, which is crazy. Big time disappointment. Good thing they partied after beating the Yanks. That's so right, Rod. They popped champagne when they made the playoffs. They popped champagne when they won the division. They popped champagne when they beat the Yankees. Maybe next year you don't celebrate until you win the World Series. How about that? Maybe don't celebrate too early. That's just me though, maybe. Leah Herring, no way Big Hog is watching that. Cam Fowler taken away from Petey. And Petey doesn't really do a very good job of getting back. Kind of gets lost in a mushy area. Yeah, what a pass from Pius Suter. Oh my gosh, of course it's Pius Suter. How ridiculous. And Snookerrood, one of the most hilarious names in the league. All right, face off to Binnington's right in the St. Louis zone. Puck has been dropped. Canucks control, pass down the boards, across the blue line for Hughes. Hughes walks the blue line, comes back to it, pass across. Hronek puts it in the middle for Garland. Garland can't take that pass. Back to Hronek. He takes a shot. That gets blocker saved by Binnington. Comes back to the blue line. Another shot to the front net by Hronek. During the intermission or during the commercial break, the boys were like, "We need to shoot the puck. Shoot the puck." Canucks have the puck in their own zone. Hughes at center, spins, gets mauled by 3 St. Louis Blues. Puck skips back into the Canucks zone, picked up by Tyler Myers. He plays it out to center, gets tipped into the St. Louis zone. Kane tries to move it on the forecheck, can't come with it, and Colton Parayko will skate it out. Lucas Wright in the house. Imagine a world where we pay Suter what he's worth and never trade for Kane. Beautiful world. Lucas Wright, after the first goal of this game, I completely agree with you. Puck gets flipped up the boards. Knocked down. Drew O'Connor trying to forecheck. Comes back to the blue line. Tyler Myers slaps shot towards the net. Gets blocked. Drew O'Connor has it between his legs. St. Louis comes up with it. They'll start skating up the boards. Plays it just out to the neutral zone. Tyler Myers is there on the far side to pick it up. He'll play it across for DPD. Myers turns back in his own zone. Doesn't like what he sees. DPD comes back. Looks like the Canucks are going to change their forwards. Tyler Myers over to DPD. He puts it up the boards for Hedl, who tips it, or DeBrusque, who tips it in. Binnington plays it up the boards, gives the puck away. Oh, and a play in front, and Brock Besser couldn't get the shot in as Binnington managed to get back in the net after giving the puck away and makes a save on Brock Besser. Pass to the front of the net, and looks like, I think that might have been DPD in, down from the blue line, couldn't tip it on net. St. Louis brings it back out. Canucks are now up to 4 shots. Mancini's back on the ice. St. Louis back to the blue line. It's taking a minute. They try and flip it down the boards. Gets blocked by DeBrusque, who now carries it out. Passes over for Besser. Besser just flips it down the ice. Goes off for a change. This is a very fast-moving period. Hughes picks it up, puts it up the boards. No one's there, though. St. Louis puts it down the boards. Comes around all the way. Hronek chases onto it. He flips it up the near side boards to Sherwood, who puts it over for Hughes. Hughes brings it back behind his own net. St. Louis has started to change, so Hughes moves out with a long pass out. That actually goes off the back skate of a St. Louis player. And Sherwood with a shot to the net and puts it off the side of the net on the rebound. Back to the blue line, shot to the front of the net. That one goes just wide. Hughes picks it up, plays it across for Hronek. Hronek plays it down the boards, back to Hronek on the blue line. He skates down across to the near side, leaves it for Hughes. Hughes puts it towards the front of the net. That one gets deflected by Ratu and off the bar and back to the blue line for Hughes. Hughes puts it into the far side corner, back to the blue line for Hronek. Hronek puts it down the far side boards. Ratu tries to play it down low, gets intercepted there by the Blues. Bain with some harassment. Blues flip it out all the way down the ice. Looks like it was tipped, so no icing. No icing on those St. Louis Blues. Anyone else without audio? You might have to reset the stream. Oh, shot to the front of the net. Lankinen makes the save, and Suter's there. And DPD's like, hey, you're not on my team anymore. I don't like you. Yeah, Binnington was very lucky. What a good play there. Binnington gave it away and the Canucks couldn't capitalize. Maybe next time. Tyler Myers was a friend of McDavid. Was fined for a McDavid embellishment. I mean, let's have a look. Where is it here? Where is it? Where did I see the picture? Oh, he jumped. You're so right, Carly. So we're going to talk about this more with Dustin in the first intermission. But this is the picture I saw. So this is Tyler Myers spearing or slashing McDavid in the nuts. And when you look at it like this, it looks like Tyler Myers is literally lifting McDavid off the ice. But upon further review, you can actually see McDavid hop. And he throws himself down and watch him try and get back at Myers. And Myers is like, nah, bro, that's not happening. Yeah, so we will talk more about that with Dustin in the first intermission. Why is Mancini playing? Who's injured? No one's injured. Forbort was taken out for maintenance. Isn't it worse than old EA Sports hockey games? No, I've been enjoying NHL 26, but I haven't played in a few years, so I took a break and now I'm back on it. Callum, I've been having fun so far. Todd Peterson, dope! Got to 2 measure up 2. Mancini is playing and he is awesome. Plays back underway here. Lankinen stops behind his own net. Plays it. He gives the puck away now. Goalies are taking turns giving the puck to the other team. St. Louis picks it up. Plays it out front. Lankinen deflects it back to the corner. Back to the blue line. St. Louis now rings it down the boards. The referee's trying to get in the way. St. Louis puts it behind the net. Marcus Pettersson and Hedel are there trying to dig it out. St. Louis comes up it, play it to the corner. They skate out front. Shot short side, ends up off the side of the net, in behind the net. Braden Coots plays it up the boards for Kane. So Kane and Coots back together for the moment. Who knows what Foot is doing? He's already changing lines. Pass up for Kane. Kane slows through center. He flips it to the far side corner in the zone, in the St. Louis zone. Luke Flyswatter in the house. What's up? What's up, Luke Flyswatter? Let's go! In Prick Ferry Trust, Hachiko had a chat with Alvin. They came to consensus that Mancini belongs in Van City. Yep. In Prick Freddy we trust. Milosh is here too. Go Canucks, go! Jazz is here. What's up? Oh my gosh. The puck ends up behind the net. Langen had no idea where it was. Everyone's digging for it. St. Louis puts it back to the blue line. Shot to the front of the net. Deflects to the far side. Puck out front. Drew O'Connor picks it up. He puts it off the boards out to center. And then Leckermack and O'Connor will move in on the forecheck. Puck rung around the boards. All the way out to center. St. Louis picks it up. Flips into the far side corner of the Canucks zone. Hronek tapping his man on the shoulder. St. Louis with a pass down in the faceoff circle. Shen puts it down low behind the net. Good work by Hronek to free it up for EP40. EP40 now gets knocked down behind the net and loses the puck. Pass out front by St. Louis ends up getting past their defenseman at the blue line and all the way down the ice. And then Major General shows up and he's like, can we just get 6 with a $2 dono? Thank you very much, Major General, for the first donation of the stream. I appreciate you. $2 dono for Major General. Yes, I hope we get 6. Please. Shots are now 8-5 for St. Louis. Darth Jedi in the house. That was Lightning's first win today. Wow. Hey, at least you got a win. They don't ask how, just how many. Shot to the front of the net goes wide. Hughes brings it in behind his own net. Gives it away behind the net. St. Louis tries to pass it up front. Now St. Louis right in the high slot. The Canucks just flip it out to center. A panic move. Had some time, flipped it out. This Vancouver Canucks team does not seem to be ready right now with this early game. They've had moments, but this is looking a lot like what we saw in Edmonton. Marcus Pettersson flips the puck up the boards. Shot to the front of the net, blockered away by Lankinen. Good job by Sherwood to lift the stick so the Canucks can get it out. Baines passes over Sherwood. They both drive to the front of the net, shot there, and Binnington directs it over the glass and out of play for the whistle. Just over 3 minutes left to go here. I'm in Abbey right now, so I can't watch the game. Sorry to hear that. Go Canucks, go! This is Cal McKenzie, Rusty, and Dusty doing the wave. And Dobby. Happy Thanksgiving, guys. Happy Thanksgiving, Jazz. Imbrick Fairy Trust, happy Thanksgiving. Zach McNally's also doing the wave. And then Imbrick Fairy Trust, I'm about to be thankful both my teams won. Go Canucks, go, go Canucks, go, go Canucks, go, go Canucks, go! And Jazz is doing the wave. Woo! Imbrick Freddy's doing the wave. Woo! Big Mac's doing the wave. Woo! Who are your teams, Brick Freddy? Jazz, let me guess. Nucks and Jets? Jets, then Nucks. Knew it! KJ Brazy, salutations all. What's up, KJ Brazy? Nice to see you. Salut, KJ. Big Mac, happy Thanksgiving, KJ. And Roger's like, F. And then Russell Bleeding Blues, what's up, my dude? I was wondering when you'd show up, and it was after your team scored. How are you liking Pew Suitor? Let's go, woo! Bullcrap says Carly Isaac. Rod's crying. Jazz says F. Carly Isaac, all Pettersson 40's fault. Yeah, he did give the puck away in the offensive zone and didn't get back in time. Kevin K. Pettersson just whiffed on that pass and ends up a goal. Yep. Welcome, Kevin K. Nice to see you. Rod's like, EP40's a ghost. Happy Thanksgiving, A, says McNally. Milosh, puck. Jazz, what a great Thanksgiving, eh? Yep. Ferk, says Mike. But he gained 15 pounds, and then Jazz is crying. BC Born, nice goal by the Blues. Yeah. Beautiful pass from Pew Suter. Yeah. Falk coming down from the point, almost squeaked it through. Then Hughes with a beautiful pass to the St. Louis Blues. And then the puck skipped out front, and Bjorkstad almost puts it in. Craziness. I'm unthankful now. Todd Peterson, Snooker's on the watch list. Jays Net can't even show the MF NHL anymore. Turned Lizard, you're right. Yeah, it's on Prime now. Hedel loses the faceoff in the offensive zone. The Blues put it all the way down the ice, tipped in, so it's not icing. Hughes picks it up there. Hughes stops behind his own net, waiting for things to get set up, tries to pass out, gets by the Vancouver player and all the way down the ice for icing. Hughes, what were you doing, buddy? What was that pass, bro? I'm a little confused. Learn the rules, Hughes! I never thought I'd say that. Hughes needs to learn the rules, yo. Kevin K. Pettersson owes us 4 goals now. I'm counting. Fair enough. The Jays lose. I'm a Dodgers fan, by the way. Yeah, the Vancouver Dodgers. Big Mac Prime is broadcasting rights to certain games from Thought, the league over the season, thus only place to watch them. Yeah. And the Canucks put the puck all the way down the ice again, but it's icing again, isn't it? It is. That's 2 icings in a row. Quick, everyone, get the rule book out. Big Mac, Imperfect Value we Trust. Yeah, can you believe it? They don't know the rules. They've been playing hockey as professionals for years now. I mean, maybe Coots. Oh, and then Shen gets waved out of the draw, but it's an icing, so he stays in. Hedel wins the draw back. Hughes takes it there, and he'll start it out. The puck goes all the way down the ice for another icing call. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Nobody freak out. Okay, we got to copy the rule book for them. Even I'm going to put a copy of the rule book in here for the Canucks. Please? Please, Canucks! Oh my gosh. Here's hoping for an epic comeback for the Jays. Yep, 4 Canucks games on Prime this season. All right, Canucks take the puck and finally move it out of their own zone. Throws towards the net, gets blocked. Back into the middle. Shot from Connor Garland and a glove save by Binnington, putting a little extra mustard on it to make sure everyone knew he had it. Just like that. Learn the rules. EP40 looks sick, said no one ever. Smasher 66. Well, he might look sick. Oh, miserable Sabres fan. I know, I saw the out-of-town scoreboard, my dude. You guys lost again. I'm sorry to see that, expansion cousins. What's the final score again? Puck is dropped. Canucks win the drawback. Tyler Myers plays it across the blue line. Shot from DPD. DeBrus tries to chip it out front. Can't get it to go. Now St. Louis plays it out front. They'll move it out. Good stick by DPD. He moves it back into his own zone. Tyler Myers rings it around the boards. Comes up for Garland, who plays it over for DPD. Puts it up into the middle for Elias Pettersson, who plays it back for Besser, who puts it back for EPD, and then into the skates of DeBrusque. Otherwise, that would have been a great one-timer chance there. All right, that looked a little better. You know, the top line actually did something for a minute there. Puck out to center, intercepted by the Canucks. DPD plays it out, tipped into the St. Louis zone. Baines and Ratu are out there. Now we got Marcus Pettersson and Mancini out there on D. St. Louis flips the puck in, and they'll start to change. Puck up the boards. Kept in by the St. Louis Blues. Cuts to the middle, Ratu. Ratu tries to make a pass, gets deflected. St. Louis picks it up in their own zone. Shots are 69, dude. Puck in behind the Canucks net. Shot to the front of the net. Lankinen makes the save. Puck in front. St. Louis chips it wide. Picks it up behind. Less than a minute left to go here. From the side of the net, shot goes off of something and out of play with 48 seconds left to go in this first period of play. And Brutality Blood is like, sorry, miserable Sabres fan. Yeah, that's where it was. Yeah. Sabres getting beaten by the Colorado Avalanche 3-1. Mine's fine. Weird. Canucks look flat out there. Yeah, Gary Wiseman, you're right. No one can generate any offense. Correct. That was a problem last year, too. They wouldn't be able to get started out of the gates. Hedl loses a face-off, but Bain steps in and puts the puck out into the neutral zone. Hedl can't poke the puck to Kane. So now do we have Baines, Kane, and Hedl out there right now? Oh, no. Okay, Garland's out there now. Thought we had another line juggle by Foot already. Hughes in the corner trying to come up with the puck. Loses his man. St. Louis plays it to the far side boards with just under 20 seconds left. Pass across the zone. Can't make a shot. Shot from the blue line goes just wide. Ends up off the boards. Kane plays it to the middle. Garland with speed plays it back over Kane. He skates onto it. Puts the puck to the front of the net. Bouncing around and a good chip. Oh my God. Oh, what a chance at the very end. Just a wish to flip it on net. And Binnington manages to keep it out. Yeah, Kane just threw it to the net. Bounces off Binnington. Hedl can't get a stick on it. Garland gets a stick on it, but the St. Louis player also gets back to get a stick on it. So, yeah, good work there by the St. Louis player. Garland knew he almost had one there. All right, we're into the first intermission here between Vancouver and the St. Louis Blues. You know what that means. It's time for a little Rusty and Dusty. Capital OV fan. Yesterday's Capitals game was a dang snoozer fest. Yeah, 1-0. Scrawford's here too. Nice to see you. Janice McKay, welcome back. The Canucks can nuck this year to make the playoffs. Omega Fish. Yo, nothing is perfect. Welcome back, Omega Fish. Good to see you. And Mr. Rainbow Boy is here too. I think that's okay. Cool. Oh, Derek Wang. Hi, man. Ready to cheer for the Vancouver Canucks. You love to see it. Nice to see you, Derek. All right, let's get Dustin Boydell on the phone here, shall we? Shall we? Oh, snap. Yeah, you guys still got that. No one else can see that, though. That was the Canuck. Okay. I'm chatting to Dustin, but you guys can't see him. So let's get him on here before we chat. Dustin Boydell. He's getting the sneak preview behind the scenes. For Dustin, I'm in the library with the fireplace, but I was on Canuck Clay last night, so I wanted to make sure it was a little more relaxed because Canuck Clay, he's a little older. I don't want to take him to the bar. It might be a little too much for him. And so with the
fair enough. Family man. He's at home and
Yeah. Kind of the same crap we saw last game, eh?
I mean, flashes, like moments where they're starting to generate some momentum and then lose a puck battle and it goes back the other way. There's a couple of good moments, and as soon as they start to generate some pressure, there's a mistake. And they're mistakes that you shouldn't be making no matter what the system, even if you're trying to learn a new system. At some point, it just becomes a lack of skill. And, I know we're going to talk about it later when we talk about the lineup and stuff in Foot's deployment and that. But, I would have loved to have seen more shakeup in the forwards. I get trying to build some chemistry, but DeBrusk had his chance to build chemistry with Pettersson, and it just doesn't work. he was the one who lost the offensive zone puck battle right after Petey wins a face-off. They start to get some momentum, get one shot on net, puck goes to the corner, and he doesn't even look like he has a chance. Parayko comes out of there so easy with the puck. And then Petey turns it back into the zone, gets a good breakout with Besser. Besser drops it back. Pettersson comes across the front, and DeBrusk has this, Pettersson got the pass through the best he could, through all the sticks, but DeBrusk has his head down and it hits him in the skates because he's not looking back for the pass or how the play's developing. He gets tunnel vision, and it's really tough. When have we ever said on any of our shows, oh, what a play by DeBrusk coming out of the corner with that puck, or what a puck battle by DeBrusk? We haven't said it since he's been here. And that's the type of person that needs to be on that line with Pettersson and Besser, to be able to win a cycle and continue the cycle and keep it going and get that puck back from that moment where it's in the corner, or be aware enough to turn back and look, because those are highly skilled guys. They're going to stick handle from time to time, and you need to be watching. You can't just bury your head for the corner of the net and just be trying to play your position. You have to use some sort of feel and hockey sense. And the more I watch him, I just think he's made it as far as he has because of his name. And, he's got offensive talent. Don't get me wrong. He's a great net front presence and cleans up a lot of garbage rebounds for goals. And he does have an impressive shot. He does get it through some goalies when he has a nice clean shot coming down the wing or is on a 2-on-1. But he's too much of a passenger to be on a top line in the NHL for me. And it just makes it infinitely harder for someone who's trying to bounce back and have a breakout, who already has, pressure beaming down on him from Canuck Nation in Pettersson, right? The first period there, he throws a big hip check on Shen at center ice. A couple blocked shots. Looked like he was trying to generate a couple of offensive plays, but he can't do it alone. And he just needs more skill with him if the Canucks are going to expect him to find more of that energy and confidence that he's had in the past. And I mean, when you look at the lineup, the only person who's made to be in a top 6 role, is truly a shooter, is Lecker-Mackey. And so you need to do some line shuffling to get that kid an opportunity to be more in a top 6 shooter role. And yeah, it was a horrible deployment again, just right out of the gate. It looked like they were going to come out and get a better start, and then just a couple of, it was a quick play and a great shot by Snuggerud, but there's no response.
Who got the assist on that goal, by the way?
To be fair, it deflected off his skate to Snuggerud, so it's an assist. Yeah, we'll give it to him.
I'm gonna say,
and that goal was basically unassisted. It's a shot that goes wide.
He did that on purpose. I'm calling it right now. That looks like he did that on purpose. That's what I'm saying. And that's the kind of
fair
thing.
Enough. Honestly, but I would.
Nobody knows but him.
We talked about it. I would have loved to have paid Suter what he wanted. I didn't like him leaving this team. He would have filled in the role that we need right now in that high end 3C that can fill in a 2C if our 2C isn't playing very well. I'd much rather see Pius Suter right now on the second line than Hedl with his turnovers, and give Hedl a chance to prove that he can play at both ends of the ice.
Yeah.
There's just a lot that's happening that's a bit frustrating, but we have what we have. And tonight, at least we have 8 shots on goal. We did, start to generate a couple of shots. We just need to get more of those high danger chances. And man, I'd love to see someone with just a little more offensive awareness up there with Petey and Besser.
I think I was on the exact same page as you, right? We've both said this, Besser and DeBrusk are essentially the same player, right? One's left wing, one's right wing, but they play a very similar game. Now, the difference that I saw was in the preseason, DeBrusk looks like he had jumped up a little bit and looked like he had been doing a better job of using his feet to move through the zone and stuff. But I have not seen that same hustle once he's been playing against NHL level caliber players, right? So that's my concern, is that, yeah, maybe he can do that kind of thing and look fast against AHL players, but maybe that's not something he's going to be able to do when it comes to playing against full NHL players.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. The only up I'll give to the Canucks is the one stat here, which is the face-off stat. They did somehow manage to win 7 of 12 through that. I didn't think Hedl looked great on it, but he did win a couple by the time they hit the second half of that period. 58.3%. So at least they did improve in that compared to what they were doing against the Oilers the last game. So I'll give them a slight up for that, shall we?
For sure, yeah. Yeah, and as much as I've defended them, that like after 10 games, if we don't see an improvement, I mean, the Canucks are going to have to do something to either. I mean, you shouldn't have to help them anymore, but we got to see more out of Pettersson, right? Like it is what it is. Yeah, I mean, 10 games. That's all he's got.
I was watching him very closely because I have been somebody who's predicted he hits 100 points this year. He's not playing like a 100-point player. In that first period, he did not look great. He looked a little bit lost out there, so maybe he is having a bit of a hard time getting into the new system, but he does not look like a man who's going to drive play out there right now.
No, and I mean, it doesn't help when you have two wingers that aren't really play drivers either. So it's like, that's where it's like they're handcuffed in the top 6 for skill.
Mm-hmm.
And when you have Connor Garland playing in the top 6 and Evander Kane playing in the top 6, like we really, like we say we're thin at center. We're pretty thin at wing too when it comes to actual scoring talent, and especially when, I mean, you could say Lekker doesn't have the body or strength yet for as an NHLer. It's like, well, then he shouldn't be playing a third line grinder role. He should be in the second line, getting those opportunities, taking more of the pressure off the top line, because if the second line is more dangerous with some speed and skill and shooting offense, it will open up more space for maybe Pettersson, Besser, and DeBrusk. And, DeBrusk isn't used to playing against top defense pairings, and so that's harder too. So, that whole line, Besser's got 2 goals, but last game he didn't really play great either. He got kind of a lucky deflection and he buried it in. He's a goal scorer, so he found the corner, right? And so that whole top 6 needs to show more. Yes, the weight is on Pettersson's shoulders, but he's got the big contract and everyone needs him to bounce back, and for him to prove that he's got to put his money where his mouth is, right? He said he's out for revenge, wants to be better, and wants to lead this team. Well, everyone else has to do it too. You can't just be on him. So we're in a tough spot.
I've been watching his wife's YouTube channel, and maybe she's making him too many Swedish pancakes. That might be the problem.
Maybe. We know how he put the weight on.
It's all muffins and cinnamon rolls. Yeah. Next topic. Well, something positive. Harder for Hughes to be happy about right now with the way the team's playing, but he has now officially passed Alexander Edler, who was the highest scoring player in the defenseman in the history of the Vancouver Canucks, doing it about half the time that Edler took to do it. What does that mean for Hughes moving forward, and what does that mean for this team?
I mean, we all knew it anyways that Hughes was the best defenseman this team has ever seen. I mean, it doesn't really mean much. Those personal type of team records, they come and go. I mean, some other defensemen may come in 20 years if the NHL's still a thing in 50 years or 100 years, right? Like those records are going to be broken consistently. And that record would have been someone else, right? Like, or maybe could have been Luc Bourdon. And so it's great and all, but I doubt Quinn really cares. For him, it's about winning and getting back to the playoffs. And I mean, it's a great accomplishment, but when you're chasing down Alex Edler, I mean, it wasn't like it was going to take him long. Two very different skill sets and makeups in player there.
Yeah, it would have been quicker too if they would have put him on the PP1 to start, not have Edler drag along there.
Yeah, exactly.
Digging up old cans of worms there. Foot's timing. So we talked a lot in the post-game show last game about the timing of his deployment, his lines in general as well. I'm going to bring this up right now. So this is the timing so far tonight. Hedl is your high minute man for the forwards at just under 7 minutes, right? So you're essentially seeing Hedl, Garland, Kane, same as last game, being used as the top line for the Vancouver Canucks. The high minute man for the defenseman is Hughes. He is at 9 minutes and 8 seconds. He is on pace to play almost 30 minutes tonight in a game that's 1-0.
Yeesh.
Is this bench being run by Foot, or is this bench being run by Quinn Hughes?
Well, I mean, we made that question in the offseason, right? When they made a snap decision to hire somebody who wasn't even on anybody's radar. Personally was approached by management to do an interview. It's tough, right? Like, I'm trying to be open-minded. I liked a lot of what I saw in the preseason, but we're kind of yet to see it now in the regular season. And it's like, well, you don't have to just completely change the way you were playing because you went from preseason to regular season. And if you were playing better in the preseason with different lineups, then you need to go back and look at which lineups were working and the makeups of those lines. And, for me, Besser and DeBrusk can't be on the same wings together. Like, can't be on the same line. They're too similar. And you just kind of got to break down skill sets, right? Like, you need somebody that's going to go into the corners and dig out the puck, or somebody who you can have one passenger on a line, but you can't have two. And you got to match that sort of stuff up. You need someone who's a natural born shooter shouldn't be playing the third line. And he's young. He's trying to earn his spot in the NHL. Put him with Elias Pettersson. Give him a little energy. Give Petey a little energy, right? Putting Lekkerimäki with the 18-year-old isn't fair to either of those guys. You're putting a lot of weight on Coots' shoulders. Lekkerimäki is trying his best to prove that he belongs here and is playing decent in what he's been asked to do. He's playing well at both ends of the ice, but everyone's waiting for him to break out offensively. Well, that's tough to do when you're playing, 12 minutes a night and you're not being put in situations to score. You're not being used on power play 1, which is where he should be. There's a number of issues, right? And it's a very inexperienced staff that's going to have to take a hard look at how they rebound. And that's one thing that's always been a positive for me with watching Malhotra and the Abbotsford Canucks so closely last year, was his ability to adjust overnight in a series. We saw it this weekend with the Henderson Silver Knights. The first night, the Abbey Canucks came out really flat. Second night, 17 shots in the first period. Yes, they were down 1-0 because of an unfortunate broken play, but controlled the narrative and played their game. And, it's just minor tweaks here or there. We saw it throughout the Calder playoffs until he got to the finals where the lineup was pretty much set. But throughout the entire playoffs, 2 guys minimum were coming in and out of the lineup every night, like every game. And that is a testament to structure and being able to adapt to a team on the fly. And Foot talks about adapting to the team they're playing against. Well, sometimes that means shuffling your lineup and having guys play with different people. I really like the makeup of the 6 defensemen tonight, but you need to have a little more trust in those young guys. I mean, you coached them last year. You know who they are. You know their game. You should be able to trust what they've been doing. I mean, Mancini showed me enough in the preseason that he deserves to be in the NHL and is perfectly capable and competent on the penalty kill. You never know until you give these kids a shot. And if you're not using them in the right skill set, and you're just kind of shuffling them around the lineup or putting them where they don't really belong or aren't going to be put in their best situation to succeed, you're going to get this weird, disconnected lack of chemistry hockey that we've kind of seen the last 2 nights.
Tyler Myers is fine. Well, he got fined. $2,500 for a shot to the nuts of Connor McDavid. Did the league get that one right?
I mean, yeah, I mean, it's as much as it's an accident, or if Myers wants to say it is, he did hit him. It's a penalty, and it should have been dealt with in the game. Maybe as a 2-minute, but I'm okay with it.
Yeah. All right, we're gonna save Sammy Blade for the.
It's a good find to take, in my opinion.
Exactly. Good enough, right? We'll save the Sammy Blade news for the post-game show. But the second period's underway, so we'll talk to you then, brother.
Sounds good.
Dustin Boydell stopping by for the Rusty and Dusty Sideshow. Play is underway in Vancouver. The puck goes over the glass and out of play with 36 seconds left to go, or 19:36 left to go. Lankinen made a save, directing the puck over the glass there. Canucks lose the puck in the offensive zone. St. Louis transitions quickly, and they actually put it off of Lankinen's blocker, shoulder, and bar. So the St. Louis Blues win the faceoff too after hitting the bar on the ensuing faceoff. Shot to the front of the net. Lankinen makes a save and hangs on to it for this one. St. Louis coming out, firing again. Vancouver looks like they're a step behind. Go Canucks, go! Wild as life. Let's go! Got a goal against Emperor King's team. Hashtag you love to see it. Canucks win the draw in their own zone. Tyler Myers rings it hard around the boards out to center. And the Vancouver Canuck player couldn't get there in time to get the puck, but they managed to get a stick on it, so it's not icing. Back to the blue line. In the middle for Besser. Passed into his skates. The Canucks are not cohesive right now. DP knocks his man down. St. Louis does work the puck down low into the far side boards. Shot from the point. Goes wide. Ends up going off the boards all the way back out to center. If necessary, 7. But damn, I hate game 7s for the most part. I love game 7s. They're crazy and fun. St. Louis, Parenko picks it up behind his own net. After the Canucks dump it in and start a change. Darth Jedi, I say it's possible that Lightning could miss the playoffs if they play like this. Yeah, you're absolutely right, Darth Jedi. I could see the same thing. Pretty crazy to think a team with that much talent could miss the playoffs, but anything's possible in this crazy world. Canucks bring it in. Sherwood down the far side boards, dumps it in, ends up going off the referee and getting picked up behind the net by Ratu, who puts it back to Sherwood, who puts it back to the blue line. Rung in around the boards, picked up behind the net. Baines has the puck poked off his stick. Ratu can't come with it either. St. Louis, Holloway can't get it out. Plays across the middle, shot to the front of net. Binnington kicks it to the side off a Baines shot. Sherwood comes into support, puts the puck down low. Puck comes up the boards to the blue line, kept in there by the Canucks. Puck takes a weird bounce off the end boards and goes by Binnington. St. Louis with an outlet pass on a breakaway, and Quinn Hughes does well to get back and stop that. And then the Canucks cannot control the play, and the St. Louis Blues put it in the middle of the zone and take a shot and score a goal to make it 2-0 on another broken play in the Canucks zone. Everything's fine. Everything's fine, and then it's not. Hughes gets back, takes his man. Mancini doesn't take a man. Drew O'Connor doesn't take a man. And then Kyrou just passes it over. So O'Connor got a piece of that puck going over to Shen and actually probably queued it up better for him. Because then Shen just came in and just one-teed it right past Lankinen. Oh my God. And then Russell Bleeding Blues is like, yeah! And then miserable Sabres fans like, fire Kevin GM Adams. Canucks lose the faceoff at center. St. Louis puts the puck into the Canucks zone. Lekermacki plays it out into the neutral zone. Drew O'Connor gives the puck away there. Canucks flip it out to center, giving it away to the St. Louis Blues. Quinn Hughes intercepts it there. He skates in. He stops up on the half boards, spins, skates into the corner, puts it up front. Drew O'Connor couldn't do anything with it. Now Drew O'Connor gets hit and loses the puck immediately. Coots couldn't get to the puck. St. Louis works it up the boards. Now Coots takes it on the half boards, works it back to the blue line for Hronek. Hronek plays it across the blue line for Hughes. Hughes gets poke checked. St. Louis picks it up and they'll start skating out through center. Cuts to the middle. Hronek almost got totally walked. Hughes supports Hronek, plays it up the boards. Lecker-Mackey's there. He plays it further up the boards, which is intercepted by the St. Louis Blues. St. Louis stops up on the half boards, far side. St. Louis playing on the far side. Shot from the front of the net. Ends up getting blocked by Lecker-Mackey. They skate it back to the blue line. Another shot to the front. That one goes off of a skate in front wide. Coots in behind the net. Can't take his man. Shot to the front of the net. Goes off Lankinen into the corner. Back up to the blue line. St. Louis skates it down. Ends up losing it in the corner. Hronek can't come up with it. Hughes can't come up with it. They play it back to the blue line. Across. Parenko pits it down the near side boards. St. Louis picks it up there. In behind the Canucks net. The Canucks are dead tired. Shot to the front of the net. Lankinen makes the initial save. Rebound comes out. Quinn Hughes plays it up the boards. Lecker-Mackey can't get to it. He's got no legs left. Parayko with a shot to the front of the net. Lankinen can't cover it up, but he makes the save. St. Louis recovers the puck. Complete domination on this shift right now. Cam Fowler skates down. Puts it in front. Shot goes just wide on the one-timer from the slot. Back to the blue line. Shot goes off of a skate and wide into the corner. St. Louis picks it up. They're changing now. St. Louis is going to manage to get a full change here while the Canucks are pinned deep in their own zone. Up the boards, far side. St. Louis stops up there, rings it back down behind the Canucks net. They're looking out front to the slot. Blocked partially by Hughes, so the pass couldn't be completed. Lecker-Mackey takes it in the slot and gingerly puts it down the ice, hoping that the Vancouver Canucks can get it changed. St. Louis's player, Falk, falls down, and then the St. Louis Blues flip it out. Hronek is still on the ice. He plays it out to center. Skips over the stick there. Hedl plays it across. Garland slaps it in. Ring around the board. Hedl can't get it behind the net. Canucks pick it up. Back to the blue line for Myers. He shoots it towards the net. Tipped on front. Binnington makes a save and covers up the rebound before the Canucks can jam it in there with Hedl in front of the net. Picking away. Left coaster 67 Canucks forum down for anyone else. Canucks fan forum. Yeah, I think it's been down for a while. Now it's up for me. So left coaster, it is still working here. I've never been on this thing before. What's that? Welcome, left coaster 67. Back to the bar. Jason J. Worst move by trading Miller and keeping EP40, and that's a fact. Jason J. The New York Rangers haven't scored a goal at home in 2 games. So I think they're probably both trash players at this point. But I see where you're coming from. All right, I didn't start the clock again. 14:40 left to go in this second period. Canucks looking to improve here. Pass down low by Sherwood, gets intercepted. He puts it down behind the net. Baines tries to play it over in front, ends up getting there. Sherwood shoots and scores! Sherwood, Chief Keef on a broken play that ends up in front of the net, and he ends up putting it past Binnington on the backhand as the fourth line for this Vancouver Canucks team is the first one to break through. Kiefer Sherwood cuts to the middle, loses the puck, but the Canucks dig it back out, bring it down low. Sherwood with a shot to the front of the net. He puts it down low, and then Atu Ratu chips it over for Sherwood, and on a backhand shot, an actual beauty of a backhand shot, puts it over Binnington's blocker, and the Canucks have made it a 2-1 game. Woo! HMS fan, go, 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 go. Johnny Redbone, yeehaw! Hello, all. Wee! Says Cal McKenzie. Hit you go, 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 go. Big Mac, go, 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 boom, go, 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 go. Canucks give it away, breakaway for the St. Louis Blues, and Lankinen has a poke check to keep that puck out. Another defensive lapse there. St. Louis can't pick it up, and Vancouver works it out to neutral zone. Canucks can't get it deep. Puck back into the Vancouver zone. Myers picks it up. He starts skating over the blue line. He passes up to the St. Louis blue line, ripped in. Binnington stops it. He plays it up front, trying to give the puck away again. Now St. Louis gets to the red line, dumps it in. Binnington, or Lankinen cues it up for Hughes. Hughes puts it off the glass and out to neutral zone. Garland picks it up into the zone, stops up on the half boards, gets hit. Keeps the puck, though, for the moment. He's getting double teamed there. Now DeBrusk comes in to support, trying to dig the puck out. He works it down low. Hedl gets hit into the boards, keeps the puck, though, and DeBrusk comes in to support, rings around the boards, back to the blue line for Hronek, puts it down low for DeBrusk. DeBrusk puts it across the zone, and the Canucks put it right through the crease. Oh, what a pass. What a shot, but they can't finish it off, and oh my goodness, what a chance there after making it a 2-1 game. The Canucks came very close to tying this game up. Through the neutral zone, EP40 flips it into the far corner, skates in on the forecheck, hits his man, can't get the puck though. St. Louis works it up the boards. Good support there by Hughes, but he can't keep it in. St. Louis works it out. 2-on-1 if they try. A good back check by Jake DeBrusk, who came back, lifted the stick, and kept it from being a 2-on-1. Shot to the front of the net. That gets blocked by a St. Louis player on accident, I'm sure. St. Louis back to the blue line, shot to the front. Lankinen gets a toe on it, directs it to the side. St. Louis picks it up behind the net, into the front of the net, high slot. Parayko with a shot that gets blocked by Jake DeBrusk, I believe. So good defense by Jake DeBrusk there, getting up back on the back check and blocking it. The puck comes in front. Lankinen kicks it away. Jake DeBrusk tries to get the puck, but he has no stick, and the Vancouver Canucks have hooked someone going to the front of the net, and so that will be a penalty against the Vancouver Canucks. I did not start the timer on that last play. There is 12:17 left to go in this second period of play. 12:15 to go. Oh, 12:15. My mistake. All right. There was a couple of donations here after that goal. So Eric Hunter with the dono, gifting a membership. Thank you very much, Eric Hunter. Let's see. I will put this above that. There we go. That looks better. So Eric Hunter giving a free gift of membership to Yog or Jog. Which one is it, buddy? Welcome to the stream, Jog or Yog. We appreciate you being here, and thank you very much, Eric Hunter, for the donation. And then the Major General also donates a gift of membership, and that goes out to Emmanuel. So thank you very much, Major General, for the donation. And Emmanuel Smith, I haven't seen him yet tonight, but apparently he's watching from the shadows because he just got a free gift of membership courtesy of Major General. So thank you very much, Eric Hunter, you legend. Thank you very much, Major General, and congratulations to Yog and Emmanuel Smith on getting those free gift of memberships, courtesy of a couple of legends in Eric Hunter and the Major General. Thank you very much. Yeah, Canucks score, immediately get down the ice, and another beauty pass across, and a shot that ends up going right through the crease, out the other side. But having said that, puck comes back down into the Canucks zone, and then the Vancouver Canucks take a penalty, unfortunately. Ferocious Kiefer Sherwood strikes again. Callum's like, goal, WWW, Rusty and Dusty, wave! And then Mike Torrance is like, yay! Sherwood to the first line. Yeah, I'd like to see that. Oh, yeah. Garland just put it right through the crease on a beautiful pass. Oh, it went off of Hedl's shin pad in front. That's what happened. And then DPD did, or Elias Pettersson did well. Did he get a penalty for that? Is that for... I guess he got a penalty for that. I didn't think that was a penalty. I thought it was a good defensive play, but St. Louis wins the faceoff. Puck down the boards into the corner near side. Back up to the blue line. Ends up skipping past the defenseman all the way down the ice, and Atu Ratu will skate off with speed to get a change on this penalty kill. Bramjot Hundal, what's up, my dude? Hey, how's it going, Bramjot? Nice to see you again, brother. Puck in front, and St. Louis scores. Lankinen makes an initial save. Rebound comes out front. Canucks cannot control it. And very quickly, the Vancouver Canucks have allowed the first penalty, a power play goal against this season. Did not take long. St. Louis was moving. Pass up, tipped in. Puck ends up going behind the net. Marcus Pettersson and Tyler Myers can't come up with it. And then a shot dragged out front by Buchnevich. Thomas works over Myers. Myers has the puck deflect, and then the pass comes right over to Snugerud. Another random crazy deflection over to Buchnevich, and then right across for Snurrud, and Snurrud gets his second goal of the game here. Yeah, we're not 100% on the PK anymore. Anyone? PD owes us 2 this game. Yep. Yeah, more, says Russell. Bleeding Blues. Hey, nothing is perfect, says Fisherman Islanders. Welcome back, my dude. Are you guys doing okay? How do you feel about drafting Gavin McKenna next year? Pettersson can't pick it up behind his own net. He hits his man, but can't come up with the puck. The other Pettersson plays it up the boards. St. Louis keeps it in, puts it down the boards. St. Louis tries to play it across. DeBrusk blocks that one. DeBrusk plays it back for Pettersson, who gives it away. Shot to the front of the net, deflects wide. Back to the blue line, just out. St. Louis back in their own zone. Besser harassing his man. Buchnevich drops the puck. Thomas plays it back to the blue line. Pass down low. Pettersson battling in the corner. Can't come up with it. Plays it to the behind the net. Canucks skate it out. Marcus Pettersson puts it off the glass and out. There has been way too much of that this year for the Canucks. Off the glass and out. And I know it's the safe play, but we need to be carrying the puck out. Canucks pass up into the St. Louis zone. Canucks would have beat out the icing call, so Binnington comes out, plays it, rings around the boards. Canucks pick it up. Pass over the blue line. Drop pass. Shot to the front of that. Binnington with a save on the far side. Does well to get his leg out to stop that one. Mancini plays it up for Hedl. Hedl makes a pass to Garland that was not even remotely close to him. St. Louis picks it up, brings it back into the zone. They stop up on the near side boards. Shot to the front of the net. Lankinen makes a save. Rebound comes out. St. Louis gets a shot on. Lankinen makes that. And then the St. Louis player actually pushes Lankinen's stick away from him. That should be a penalty. Referees are oblivious to it. Vancouver. Garland can't get it out. Marcus Pettersson gets it out to center. Canucks get it at the center line and dump it in. St. Louis rings around the boards to the near side. Play it out to their own blue line. Now they'll move it into the Canucks zone. Into the corner it goes. Quinn Hughes picks it up there. Plays it over. Ends up going off of Coots' skates and out. Puck all the way down the ice. Sherwood's is there. He hits his man. Can't come up with the puck. Canucks trying to keep the puck in, but can't. Now Quinn comes across the near side and grabs the puck. Spins in his own zone. Stops up. Makes a pass out to the neutral zone for Sherwood. Sherwood flips the puck into the near side corner. Canucks move in on the forecheck. Ratu jars the puck free. Hronek puts it to the front of the net. Now Ratu steals the puck away. Good work there by Ratu. Now Ratu falls down. Loses the puck. Bane's in there digging away now. Puck up the boards. Hughes is there on the half boards to grab it on the far side. He gets pinned there. Tries to play it down low. Can't. St. Louis plays it around to the near side corner. Up the boards. Now spin move at center, and they carry it over the Canucks blue line. The Canucks are now taking another penalty. And Hronek is calling it as a dive. Looks like Coots might be taking a penalty. And Shen, the captain for the St. Louis Blues, was down with Coots' stick in his legs. And so St. Louis will be going to a power play. Hronek not happy with the call. He's yelling at the ref, saying he dove. But Hronek, the call's been made. I don't think you're going to convince him to change it. Diving. Carly thinks it's diving. Johnny Canuck in the house. What's up, Johnny Canuck? You absolute legend. Quinn makes a trade request immediately after this game. No, Johnny Canuck. Xavier Germain, what's up? This is tough. Yeah, Xavier, you are absolutely correct. This is a tough game so far. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness gracious. The tough one so far. Okay, we can do better. 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 Have I updated this, or is it still say no? It says first intermission still. Lol. We're in the second period. What am I doing? Show us Dobby. Dobby. On which Elias Pettersson is the penalty called to be decided? Looks like EP40 at the center. Dobby. BC born, EP40 penalty. Johnny Canuck, I really want a meaty guy to ask Petey if he honestly believes he is worth 11.6 million. We need Dobby! All right. All right. There's enough people asking for him, so here he is. Dobby the Doge. He is like, bro, I'm having a nap, and you came and grabbed me. What in the heck? St. Louis wins the drawback, but the Canucks actually, Ratu steps through and grabs it 3-on-2 now, shorthanded. Canucks cut to the middle, shot to the front net. Connor Brown with a good shot. Now the Canucks are 3-man deep. St. Louis moving back out, 3-on-1, back the other way. Pass across, blocked. Tyler Myers, he clears the puck up to Mr. Ratu, who then clears it down the ice. Yes. This makes me feel better. Doesn't this make everyone feel better? He's got such a nice smelling head. St. Louis controls in the Canucks zone, plays it up to the blue line. Dobby. Oi. Canuck squeaks out just past the blue line. Now jumping on into his Kiefer Sherwood in on a breakaway. Deeks backhand, puts it in. Connor Gowers, Kiefer Sherwood with a call on a beautiful short-handed chance. Dobby, Kiefer Sherwood scored, bro. It's all because of you. Short-handed, my dude. Oh my gosh. We usually do this after the game, but you know what? I'm feeling very happy about this boy. Helping the Vancouver Canucks make it a 1-goal game once again on a beautiful effort. That penalty kill looked way better. The Canucks make it 3-2. And Dobby, here's the first treat. And you know what? You didn't cause the first goal, but we're going to give you one anyway. So here's another one for Dobberton. Oh, yes, Dobby. Oh, what a nice boy, huh? Dobby the Doge helping Kiefer Sherwood. Look at that. Look at that. Eric Hunter comes in. Oh, yes. And donates a gifted membership. And that gifted membership goes out to Capital Ovies fan. Congratulations, Capital Ovies fan. You just got yourself a free gifted membership courtesy of Eric Hunter. 1 minute left to go. I don't think I stopped the clock. Stuff is chaos. Let's see if I can reset this. I think it's like 7 minutes left now. 7:28. So let's, yeah. Okay, Dobby. Thank you very much, Dobby, for helping us. Now Garland in, pass across, and a shot just wide by Jake DeBrusk. Yes, Dobby, okay. Right now. It's the circle of life, and it moves us on. I'm sorry for waking you up, but you helped us score, and we appreciate you. All right, St. Louis controls. Far side boards, into the middle, back to the far side boards. Chipped away. Canucks put it up for Kiefer Sherwood. Kiefer Sherwood now, short-handed again. Drops the puck at the blue line. Picked up there by Drew O'Connor. Shot to the front net, and Binnington gloves it and hangs on to it. Kiefer Sherwood's like, give me another one. And then he gives Pius Suter a little tap on the shin pads just to let him know he misses him. Pius Suter. 6:41 left to go. There we go. Can you believe that? So Capital is event. I should also point out that Mr. Big Mac also used his membership message to say, go, 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 go. Boom, Dobby. Dobby. Hashtag you love to see it. Thank you very much, Big Mac, for being a member for 10 months. Canucks win the draw in the offensive zone. Quinn Hughes at the blue line. Shot to the front of net. Deflects wide. Hronek skates down after taking penalty. He's out of the box. Back over to him, far side. Back to the blue line, being covered there by Kane. Hughes spins on the blue line, skates down the faceoff dot. Shot to the front of net. Rebound comes out. St. Louis clears it out. Vancouver now has to get back as they have a 3-on-1 going back the other way, and St. Louis comes back and scores because the Canucks are a bunch of greedy morons. Oh my gosh, the defensive breakdowns that immediately happen. This is an emotional roller coaster. I pick up Dobby, the Canucks score, I put him down, and the Vancouver Canucks immediately get scored on. There was no coverage there. Kane should have been covering the D. He did not do that. Hughes with a beautiful move to keep it in. Kane's the other man on the point because Hronik's down low. And then instead of turning, you got Hedl and Besser standing in front of the net looking at the puck. Kane can't get back in time. And then the third man back isn't being covered either. And the St. Louis Blues have made it a 4-2 game here because the Canucks do not apparently know how to play defense here. And then two players crash into Lankinen and net. Canucks play it out to center. St. Louis intercepts it there. Shot to the front of the net. That goes off of a St. Louis player. And wide. Canucks carry it out. Get to center. Dump it in. I'm not bitter. You're bitter. Oh, they didn't get to center. They iced the puck. Learn the rules. Jay says, Dobby treat. Yeah, Jay, Dobby got a treat. Keith is like, go, 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 go. Eric, hype. Game's over now. Canucks win. Dobby goal, Dobby goal, Dobby goal. Canucks go, Canucks go, Canucks go. Oh, my goodness. Good luck, Charm Dobby. Rod's just out here laughing. Canucks win the drawback. Puck goes all the way down the ice. Not enough for icing this time because they have apparently learned the rules from it. Sherwood is a legend. That is true. Shot to the front net. Lankinen blockers it away. Puck comes to the far side. In behind the net. Palemeyer skates onto it near side. Starts skating out. Pass out to center. Picked up by Coots. Coots looks to the middle. Pass across. Shot to the front of the net. Just wide off of a stick. Lekermacki picks it back up. Oh, that's Drew O'Connor. And then the St. Louis Blues skate it back out. 2-on-2. Poke check there. Now Vancouver moves it back out. Coots skates onto the puck. Dumps it to the near side corner. Skates onto it on the forecheck. St. Louis chips it up the boards. Lekermacki's there. He can't get to the puck in time. The Canucks end up falling on the boards there. I think it was Drew O'Connor. And then St. Louis picks it up and starts skating out. Four of them through center. It's going to be a 4-on-2 going the other way. And then the puck back to the blue line. St. Louis intercepts it there. Puck up the boards. Ratu plays it down behind the net. Mancini plays it up the boards to center. Into the middle by Lekermacki over for Ratu, but Ratu can't keep the puck. Now the Canucks are battling for it. Lekermacki comes in to support Baines. Puck back. Picked up there by Marcus Pettersson. He slaps it in hard. Rung around the boards. Binnington can't stop it behind his net. Ratu throws a hit in the corner. Can't come up with it though. Pass all the way out to center. Almost another breakaway pass there for the St. Louis Blues. Hughes rings it up the boards. Gets all the way out to center. Canucks chip it in. Kiefer Sherwood moves in on the forecheck. Throws a hit. Can't come up with the puck. St. Louis chips it up the boards. Near side. Puck into the middle by Baines. But no Vancouver Canuck there in support. 4 minutes left to go in this second period of play. Vancouver now starts out slowly. Baines puts it to the middle. Hedl over the blue line. Dishes for Hughes. Hughes with a shot to the front of the net. And Binnington makes a save and he'll hang on for a whistle with 3:45 left to go in the second period of play. Thank you, Darberto, says Crawford. Ramjot Hundal, best Canucks forward. Yeah, I agree. Kiefer Sherwood, Chief Keef. No time to relax. We got to keep up the score. Dobby Dobberton. And then in Prick Fairy Choice is like, Dobby, goal, Dobby, goal, Dobby, goal, Dobby, goal. Sweet boy, says Johnny Redbone. And then Rod says, Kiefer Sherwood. Kiefer Sherwood. B, he knows he's the reason for the win. So sweet. Yep. He thinks he deserves all the treats all the time. Thank you, Dobby, for our good luck charm. And B's like, Dobby, 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 Dobby. And then Rod's just like, love. Dobby can live. He can live. Xavier Germain. Those chants are crazy loud as well and well earned. Sherwood, Sherwood, Sherwood. Dobby wave. Woo! Dobby with an assist. Hell yeah. Dobby, do the wave. I'm so sad over the Jays. I can't deal with a Nucks loss either. Crying. Leg, boys. LFG. That's more like it. LFG, boys. Leg. In W we trust, says Perfetti. Ramjot Hundile. Sherwood has a snapshot. Yeah. He's got a beautiful shot. Sherwood is the man. LFG, my autocorrect. Yeah. Leg and Stella LFG. My dog is named Dobby. She's a Frenchie. Johnny, do we have the same? Did you name your dog after a Harry Potter character? Dobby? Is that who you got it? Dobby for the win. Omega Fish. I will wait on Fatality when he arrives and tell him we are going to win tonight. Today, nothing is perfect. Yeah. Oh, poor Fatality. Michael Reif is in the building too. Kiefer Sherwood on the breakaway hitting 20 miles per hour. What a beautiful deke too. Pump fake, deke to the backhand, deke to the forehand, and he jams it in. Number 44, Sherwood. Canucks lose the draw in the offensive zone. St. Louis picks it up, starts skating it out. Puck came behind the net. Hughes picks it up, rings it up the boards. Intercepted there by St. Louis. They put it back down low. Hronek's there. He comes up with a puck. He gets double teamed. Support there from Hedel, who puts up the boards, but St. Louis was there. Slow down behind now. Hronek tries to ring it around the boards. Couldn't get it to go. Now Hedel comes into support. St. Louis comes up with it, puts it in front, shot on net. Snugerud with another shot on net, and Lankinen makes a save from the side of the net. And Neighbors is getting into it with Hronek. Apparently, they don't like each other. I don't know why. Xavier Germain, respectfully, in no world should Sherwood lead the Canucks in scoring. This is correct. Russell Bleeding Blues, yeah! F. You fucking kidding me, says Carly. 4-2. This is kind of fun. My goodness. Bring back Dobby, says B. Ski for Sherwood showdown today. Where's the rest of the fucking team, says Skytrain Alfred. Welcome, Skytrain Alfred. Nice to see you. St. Louis wins the draw. Shot, deflects wide, ends up behind the net. DPD can't do anything with it. Puck in front. St. Louis can't come up with it, though. They skate to the half boards. Shot to the front of the net. Blocked there by Myers. Myers puts it off the boards out to the half boards. Puts it to the middle. Canucks play it to the middle. And DPD picks it up, plays it over for Myers, who skates through center. Myers dishes for Garland. Garland skates down the boards. We got Garland, Pettersson out there together. Now DPD over for Hedel. Shot to the front of the net. Goes wide. Off the end boards. All the way down the ice. Kevin Lankinen comes out. Plays it over for Connor Garland. Connor Garland over his own blue line. Pass up the boards for Coots. Bounces past. Oh, no, that was Mancini. Puck bounces past Mancini. St. Louis brings it back in. Mancini throws a hit on the man. Takes him down. Now DPD puts it up. Past Mancini. Back to the blue line. St. Louis picks it up, and they throw it on net. Lankinen makes a save and then covers it up for a whistle. Scrofford's like, Johnny Canuck, in no world should Baines have more points than your 1C. Yep. Isn't that ridiculous? Oh my gosh, says Luke Fleiswater. B, bring him back. Hurry, we need to win. This is just so disappointing. I don't think I'll be bringing out my jersey from the closet. Baines has more points than EP40. Let's see. They're tied. So it's, I mean, they're not. He doesn't have more, but they both have 1 point. So Baines has 1 assist and Pettersson has 1 assist. So they are currently tied. But I mean, if you look at it, Brock Besser's got 2 goals. DeBruska's got 2 assists. Hedel's got 2 goals. And then everyone else has got 1 point. So, yeah, back to the bar. HMS Fangirls should have, we have a list for completely boneheaded mistakes. Yes. All right, Kiefer Sherwood's back on the ice. We have a chance. 1:49 left to go. update the clock for you guys as we go here. Puck all the way down into the Canucks zone. They did win the draw, but couldn't do anything with it. Mancini up the boards. Sure, or Ratu chips it off the boards, but St. Louis intercepts it. They get it in the neutral zone. Kiefer Sherwood picks it up, spins into his own zone, bobbles the puck for a minute, but makes a pass out to Baines at center. Ratu chips the puck deep into the St. Louis zone, and he'll move in on the forecheck. Vancouver starts to change. St. Louis plays all the way up for the Canucks blue line, tipped away by Kiefer Sherwood. No, that was Jake DeBrusk. Saw the 4, not the 7. Hughes picks it up in his own zone. Barely has control of the puck, but then recovers it. Tries to make a pass off of his stick, intercepted. And St. Louis puts it off of his stick and out of play. Faceoff will be either just outside the Canucks blue line. No, it's going to be at center ice. So the faceoff will be just at center ice with 57 seconds left to go here in the first period of play. Vancouver Canucks trail St. Louis. We are going to have Canuck Land coming up here in the second intermission pretty quickly. Dobby's being taken away, guys. He's going out with Crystal. Shot to the front of the net. Lankinen makes the save. 48.2 seconds left to go. I did not start the clock. Let's try again. Try again. Face off inside the Canucks zone. Keto loses it. Back to the blue line. Parayko plays it down the boards. St. Louis gets hit there and taken down by Hronek. Keto comes into support. Hronek jamming at it. We got a full-on rugby game here, kids. Why did the clock not start when I pushed the clock button? 25 seconds left to go. 20 seconds left to go. The Canucks cannot get the puck and cannot clear it. Shot goes off of his skate and wide. DeBrusk tries to take his man out in the corner. It's Parayko. He kicks the puck up the board. St. Louis still controls, puts it back down behind the net. Intercepted by Jake DeBrusk. Plays it up the boards. Heedle grabs it, and he'll just hold on to it, play it behind the net, and that'll do it. That is the end of the second period. We head into the second intermission. Down 4-2, the Canucks had some, jump here and there. They did a little bit of a good job every once in a while to come back in this, but man, they definitely, there has been some ugly defensive gaps here. It has not been great. Let's just be honest here. Once again, the Canucks are struggling a little bit here, which isn't great. Let's get Canuck Land on the line then, shall we? Come and save us, Canuck Land. All right, let's make sure his face is all lined up. Yeah, there it is. Yeah, perfect. Okay, guys. Maybe the man with all the positive Canucks news can help us out here because we might need it right now. He just groaned, so maybe not. We'll see. But here he is, one of the most positive and one of the biggest grinders in Canucks content creation on YouTube. I respect the grind. So here he is once again, Mr. Canuckland. I mean, ups and downs, a little bit of a roller coaster ride tonight. Feeling the same way?
Blue Jays than this. At least Thanksgiving's today. I got some things to be happy about.
At least we can still cheer for the Mariners, right?
I got the Dodgers.
Okay, yeah, fair enough. Yeah, that's who we were cheering for last year, so maybe we should just put our allegiances. We started calling them the Vancouver Dodgers, so maybe that's what we do here.
Yeah, they do get a lot of broadcasting up there. That's what I really like about it. It's those two teams are my two favorite teams. They're the ones I could see on TV the most.
Yeah.
But it's hockey. Let's get to hockey.
Yeah. I mean, where do you want to start? Because there has been some bright spots, right? Like, obviously, we want to start with the positive. We start with that you're even wearing his jersey there. Kiefer Sherwood. What did you see from him?
just Kiefer Sherwood play. That's exactly what you want from a guy. He's going to go out there and provide the boost that this team needs when they're playing like okay. And I don't think the teams responded as well to it. I mean, I think after his second goal, it was a very just unlucky chance that, they all rushed in on offense. And yeah, I don't know. I haven't liked what I've seen from the whole team, but Sherwood is like doing what Evander Kane tried to do at the end of last game with the hit. Just provide a spark, and it's exactly what a guy like Sherwood should do. And he's doing it by putting goals on the scoreboard. It's better than hits.
And shorthanded no less too, right? Like he.
Oh yeah,
and
beautiful.
the moves. So
That was I was surprised. I was like, oh my God.
yeah, so I mean, Kiefer Sherwood looks good. Even Baines hasn't looked too bad. Like that fourth line, Baines and Ratu and
Sherwood, yeah,
and Sherwood, right? Like the other two guys on his line, that seems to be the only line that has any kind of cohesion. Do you think any part of that? Because me and Dustin were talking in the first intermission about this, and there has been some line tinkering and stuff from Foot, and even just the minutes he's giving out. Do you think that this jumbled play has anything to do with the changes in the lineup, and not maybe these guys aren't familiar enough with each other?
I kind of do think so a little bit, because that's the fact that you started the Calgary game with the lineup you had. And I get you want the adaptive system, and I'm sure line changes are a part of it. But line changes with Tocchet, I feel, is what killed a lot of the momentum last season. He would jumble the line so much. He would punish players a lot. I feel like if he had stuck with the lines that he started with in the Edmonton game or in the Flames game with the Edmonton game, it probably would have been a little bit better. I think that there should be some line changes based off what I see. I think there's some stuff we can move around. I think Garland with Petey and DeBrusk on the first line add a little bit of a forechecking. Because if you watch them play, Kane, Hedel, and Garland, what are they all doing? They're all in the corners. They're doing the exact same thing. You need one of those guys. If you want Kane for the size up with Pettersson, that's totally fine. And since you're taking Brock off that line, in my opinion, I think Kane is the better guy to put up there. He has the shot too, so you're not getting rid of a shot. And I think that Hedel and Besser have a lot of great chemistry. But I felt like he should have just rocked with the same three. There's 3 games, the same 3, just the lines that they ran with in the Flames, build up the chemistry and see what happens, and then make changes when you see something break.
Well, the other thing, like we were talking about earlier, like the crazy thing is at this point, Foot is using Kane's line as the number 1 line. So you're getting Hedel, Kane, and Garland as your number 1 line right now. So
yeah,
do you think maybe he's seeing something in Pettersson games that he's not liking, or what would be the mentality behind having Kane's line as your top line?
Well, I think Pettersson's the thing that Pettersson had the last 2 games was he wasn't moving his feet. And you saw that one shift today. He moved his feet, and look how good he looked. Like, he looked like Pettersson who could go break into his zone and start a play. And he was moving his feet. Sure, it got broken up, and he took a penalty right after. But I feel like if you're not giving Pettersson the minutes to succeed, what's he going to show you? And I don't think the second line has shown enough, even with the first game, how good they were, to warrant them being the first line. You need to play your first line like first line. Play Pettersson. I don't know. The coaching's annoying me a little bit. I'm starting to think, like, give him 10 games and can him. Like, I'm getting a little negative. I apologize. I know I'm the positive guy, but there's not a lot of good things that are happening with the Vancouver Canucks these last 2 games, and it's very frustrating because it can easily be changed by just playing Pettersson the way he should be played.
Well, I'm happy to report I've got the game sheet up here. You should be able to see it now too, with the total ice time here for Garland, Hedel, DeBrusk, Besser. So Kane now is out of the top 4 of most ice time for a Vancouver Canuck forward. So that is good to see. Garland definitely deserves that ice time. And you're right. But I mean, with DeBrusk, you say you like DeBrusk better with Petey than you do Besser?
Yeah, I think the chemistry is there. We've tried Petey and Besser for how many years now? And we always put Besser back with Miller. There's no chemistry there. You gotta just. I know Besser's our best right-handed winger. Or he's left-handed, best right winger. He's number 1. He should be at the first line depth chart, but the lines don't work that way, especially with a team like Vancouver.
So I'm going to bring up the time on ice again too, because this is something I've been harping on for the first couple games. Quinn Hughes is already at 18 minutes. So he's on pace, like I said earlier, he's on pace to play like almost 30 minutes in a game 3 of the regular season. Is this Quinn Hughes just saying to his new coach, hey, I want to play as much as I want, and they're just letting him do whatever he wants? Or is this a situation where...
I mean, it's the contract. Maybe it is, but Quinn Hughes is so good. I think that I've seen a lot of people saying, I kind of agree with this, that Quinn Hughes hasn't been the Quinn Hughes of old these last 3 games, but Quinn Hughes at 75% is 100% better than all of our players. So, yeah, playing Quinn Hughes this much, I feel like it will tire him out late game. That's what I don't like. I think that if you shelter his minutes a little bit more in the first period, of course, you want to get the game going good. You play him a little heavy at the start. You shelter his minutes in the middle, play him a little bit at the end, and then you can have him more healthy, more available, more ready in the third period. But yeah, I don't mind playing Quinn Hughes 30 minutes just because he is the heartbeat of this franchise right now.
Yeah. I think it's just, as a Canucks fan, we're always giving the Oilers a hard time with how much they lean into McDavid and Draisaitl. And then obviously that's not a sustainable model, because if you do end up going on a long playoff run, that's something you have to think about. You have to think about what is the body of Quinn Hughes going to be doing, especially since he will be playing for the USA as well at the Olympics. So he doesn't get a 2-week break there. So how do you go to Quinn Hughes and say, hey, bro, let's sit you down for just a minute here?
I think it's different. Like, I understand the whole thing about McDavid and Draisaitl on how much they play those. There's 4 forward lines, right? What that is doing is exposing that you have no depth on forwards. I do think that, yeah, you can definitely set Hughes a little more because our defense, like, we have a logjam. It's very good. We're in a great situation on defense, but there's only 3 defensive pairings. Having Quinn Hughes out there, is the defensemen actually play more minutes a night. So it actually makes sense that Quinn Hughes is playing about 30 minutes a night, but I think 26, 27 is fine. Like, I don't think we should be playing him 30 minutes a night. It really exposes, like, it exposes the forward group as well, but in a way that just, like, they don't trust the forward group enough to create offense. But that's not going to happen. You're not going to get offense if you're not playing Elias Pettersson. So there you go, Adam Foote. Play Elias Pettersson. Play that first line.
Off the top of your head, if you were to think about it, how many odd man Russians have the Canucks given up, and why is that happening so much tonight?
I feel like it's just not even too aggressive. I think it is aggressiveness on offense. It's the fact that they can't. It doesn't seem like there's a system. Does it look like there's, like, they've been talking about a system. They've been talking about a system. I did a video on a system and I was showing, like, here, this is what a system. I don't even see that. I don't see it. But the thing is, I saw it in the preseason. So what the hell happened? What happened? Like, the preseason, it looked very system heavy. They looked very good. They had something to back off of. And then now the regular season kicks in and it's just like Jim Benning came in, snuck in, like the evil Jim Benning goblin just came in and was like, forget everything. I blame him. I blame Jim Benning.
Yeah, I mean, we can still blame Jim Benning here. I mean, the other thing we have to talk about, obviously, Canucks give up the first power play goal against, so they're no longer 100% on that. I mean, you're not going to go 100% for the year.
No.
Their power play did look okay for moments, but also, much like the rest of their game, it did look like an absolute cluster for a lot of the 4 minutes that they were killing today. Is that something they can work on without Bluger in the lineup, or is that just like we got to wait for Bluger to get back to have a little bit more cohesion?
Yeah, I think it's the Bluger waiting. Like, I think that what we have right now, it's been working. It's fine. Honestly, I think it's just one lucky break for St. Louis. Those forwards just didn't collapse in. They had too many forwards down low, or they had too many players down low comparative to us, and we just got beat. Garland and O'Connor were late getting back. I think it's just a one beat thing. I think our PK looks fine. Our power play, though, I want Garland on power play 1. Same thing how I want Garland on the first line, because we're dumping and chasing on the power play. Who's been amazing in the corners? Who's been getting those every time I see Garland in the corners, I'm like, he might be the best. He might be the best in there. And so why not have Garland in? He rushes as quick as he possibly can. We dump the puck in. Garland's going to get it. You have him on the half wall. I also think he's a better option there than Kane. We did score on the power play with that PD1T. Garland was on the power play like that. So I don't get why Adam Foote hasn't seen to thought, like, hey, let's do that. I like Evander Kane's game so far, just not on the power play.
So you're thinking Garland over Lecker to go on to PP1?
Yeah, I understand Lecky on PP1, but I'm Lecky PP2 all the way, because you take Lecky off of PP2, you don't have a threat. You have Hronik on the point, you have Coots maybe, you have Lecker on that 1T side on PP2. They actually have a threat. They need someone like that on power play 2. But he deserves power play 1. Like, if Pettersson didn't have that 1T side, Lecker would be power play 1.
Now, the one other positive that the Canucks have displayed tonight so far is the fact that through 2 periods, they already have 16 block shots to St. Louis's 8. So they are definitely getting in the lanes and blocking shots. But also that's a stat similar to, like, if you have a lot of hits in the game, we talk about this all the time, that means you're chasing the puck. If you got lots of block shots and lots of hit, that means you don't have the puck. And it does seem like time on attack wise, the St. Louis Blues are absolutely running over the Canucks right now. What do they need to do to prevent themselves from falling back into talking hockey, which is chip the puck off the glass out, chip the puck? Because right now, that's all you see. They get the puck chipped off the glass.
I don't know, man. I would say like reset low with the defenseman, but I have seen a lot of trouble when they go try that. It's not working that well. They need to work on their systems. They need to work on their breakout system, definitely. That is one thing. I think if you work on your breakout system, everything starts to clue in. Once you're able to get out of the zone cleanly with numbers, and it's exactly what Adam Foote wants. He wants out of the zone, clean, numbers up. He wants at least 4 guys up there. And I haven't seen that. And we saw it in the preseason. They're getting clean breakouts. So maybe it was the open ice of the preseason that worked. Maybe teams are realizing that, hey, if the Canucks, they listen. The teams know, right? It's this all publicly available information. They know that the Canucks want 4-man up. They're like, all right, if we're able to pressure them on the breakout, then they won't be able to get out of the zone. And we can hem them in. And also, we need to stop taking penalties.
Yeah. I mean, they've taken 2 so far tonight. It's not up to 5, so they're not on pace for quite as many as they had against the Oilers. But it's another sign that you're chasing the game when you have 2 penalties against and none for.
And especially when we get the momentum, we're going good. Everything's like seeming to go better for us. We take a penalty, we're on the PK, and then all the momentum's gone.
Yeah. And I mean, the one bounce from the back of the net to the front of the net was kind of lucky there. And and I still think Suter did what he did on purpose, Pius Suter in front to deflect that puck out front. But again, there was a little bit of luck in that. So you can give St. Louis a bit of luck on on 2 of the goals, but you got to be good to be lucky and lucky to be good. So how do the Canucks create some luck?
First of all, I think they need a boost of energy. And if we're going to score a goal, let in a goal, someone needs to throw a big hit. There's 2 guys I'm looking at, Tyler Myers and Evander Kane. Go find a rookie, a young player, or anybody with their head down and absolutely cleanly run them and create a bit of energy for this team. And then, boom, just focus on the breakout. That's all you need to do. If you bring it back to the fundamentals, focus on the breakout, everything will build from there. And then defensively, if you're able to get the puck, get the breakout out, and then they need to sustain pressure in the offensive zone as well. I don't like how collapsing they are, especially that one play where the goal was caused. You can't be collapsing. You need 2 guys up, and they need to stop feeding the point and start cycling. These teams have been out-cycling us. We have not cycled the puck at all. I don't know what it is. They need to build a system for cycling the puck. You need to move the puck in the offensive zone in order to create offense. You can't just send it back to the point and pray that Tyler Myers can shoot it on goal because he always dumps it in.
If only there was some pair of twins in the organization that could help this team figure out how to cycle the puck, right?
Yeah. They need to stop sending them to Abbotsford.
Yeah, this is true. I have just gotten back into playing NHL. I've got NHL 26. I know you obviously have been playing a lot over the years. And the one thing I play, like most of the time I just jump into like online versus or whatever. But I always play as the Canucks. And from the feeling I'm getting with NHL 26 playing with the Canucks, they are so slow. And that is the exact feeling I'm getting. I'm getting the same feeling controlling them as I am watching tonight. Is there like it's just it seems like they maybe have just lost a step. Is it the fact they haven't been able to practice because they've been playing the other day? There's so many different things that could be going on here.
No, I think it's the gliding. I look and I see a lot of people just not moving their feet. It doesn't seem like it's the go, 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 go. Like, you need to be yelling at each other, like, move your feet, move your feet, move your feet, move your feet. Honestly, I understand that a lot of people are going to go back to, you know what, JT Miller and Rick Tocchet, they were really hard on the team. And it feels like that's what this team needs right now. But at the same time, they need everyone to be hard on each other instead of one player seeming like the bully or one coach seeming like the bully. Now, I know a lot of people are going to call me soft for that take, but if everyone is keeping each other accountable and everyone turns their head and says, move your feet to the next guy beside them, your whole team, you got to build up as a team. So let's try to just move our feet. Like Elias Pettersson moved his feet, and I thought, you know what, we could have scored a goal if the other 2. And we need speed on that line. That's another thing. Those two guys are slow beside him. Besser and DeBrusque. We need Kane or we need Garland up there. They can move their feet.
What are you thankful on this Thanksgiving Day, Canucks land?
I'm thankful for family. I'm thankful that I can at least turn the TV off when the Canucks aren't doing great. I'm thankful for the food. I'm thankful for everything. I'm thankful for you for having me on and having me on with this big platform. It's always amazing to be on here. Thank you so much. But yeah, and I'm thankful for every subscriber I have, everyone in this stream. Go Canucks, go.
Yeah, guys, go check out Canuck Land. He's grinding. Like I said, this guy puts out so much content. He's got some great coverage, and that's why I brought you back on, man, because I absolutely respect the grind. You're out there doing a good work, so we'll have you back on again soon, brother.
All right, sweet. Glad to be here. Let's go.
Go Canucks, go.
Go Canucks, go.
Canuck Land stopping by. Love to see the man. What a beauty. So, guys, go make sure you go check him out. I've got a link in the description to his channel. Go give him a sub. Go give him a like. Check him out. And if you ever need Canucks news, he's the man to get it from. So, check him out. He's a beauty. All right. Canucks are down, but regardless, we do have a little bit of good news because the beauty, Eric Hunter, right before we went into that interview, I will acknowledge it now. Thank you, Eric Hunter, for donating 5 gifted memberships. You beautiful man. Those going out to Daniel, Brian Daly, Personalized, B-Dog, Segmina, all getting gifted memberships courtesy of Eric Hunter. So thank you very much, Eric Hunter, for your generosity. And play is underway here between the Vancouver Canucks and the St. Louis Blues in the third period of play. Canucks controlling, which is good to see to start here. In the zone. There's a Vancouver Canuck in the St. Louis net for some reason. They actually started the Atu Ratu line here. So apparently they are, in fact, watching our feed because once again, they saw that we said they were the best line. And so they decided, okay, let's make sure that we have this all ready to go and make Russ and everyone else here on Nothing is Perfect look great. I'll get the clock fixed here for you guys in a second. I'm going to update this for the third period now. And then I will update the clock here for you as well. Just over. Oh, okay. Okay. No. Oh, yeah, there we go. Okay, now it's up to date. All right, this is an accurate time now. All right. Thank you, Eric, for donating to Dobby's College Education Fund. We appreciate you. Dobby appreciates you. All right. Canucks pick up the puck in their own zone. Quinn Hughes behind his own net. Skates out through the slot. Puts it in for Hedl. Hedl across the whole zone. Ends up banking over for Besser. Besser down for Garland. Or that's DeBrusque behind the net. How do I miss up DeBrusque and Garland? Hedl plays it back to the other side. Besser wasn't expecting that, but he rams his guy into the board, but can't come up with the puck. St. Louis then puts it down the ice all the way. I guess it's not icing, even though nobody touched it. DeBrusque in the middle, gets over the red line, chips it in, moves on to the forecheck. St. Louis picks it up in their own zone. Stops up in the near side corner. Shen takes a minute as both the Canucks and the St. Louis Blues change. O'Connor brings it in, drops it to the blue line. Lekermacki gets immediately checked there. St. Louis over the blue line. Good back check there by Drew O'Connor. Can't come up with the puck, though, but prevented a good play. Hits his man, takes him down. Marcus Pettersson takes his man down. St. Louis plays it down the boards into the corner. Now we got a rugby game in the corner. Puck squirts out towards the blue line. Puck squirts past the blue line all the way down the ice. Lekermacki in on the forecheck on Broberg. Broberg turns on him and then stops up and gets over the blue line. Now the Canucks will start to change. St. Louis will try and take advantage, but good play by Myers and DPD. Shot into the zone. St. Louis has it ring around the boards. Back to the blue line. DPD puts it just wide of the net. Baines can't pick it up on the rebound. Back to the blue line. The American announcers are currently complaining about the amount of Petterssons on this team. Yeah. Elias Pettersson, Marcus Pettersson. It's not that hard. Canucks in the corner, digging the puck out. Baines working hard, can't come up with it though. Support there from Garland. Garland back to DPD. Shot to the front end. I think that hit Ratu in the back of the leg there. DPD now steps up on his man, and the puck gets dumped into the zone. Tyler Myers picks it up in the near side corner. He puts it back behind the net for DPD. DPD back to Myers over his own blue line, up to the St. Louis blue line, tipped in by Garland. He moves in on it. Binnington skates out of his net to put it to the corner. Now Garland playing with, and a centering pass. And then Pettersson comes out and gets a shot on the rebound. So we got Kane, Garland, and Pettersson now playing together. So they have mixed up the lines here. Pass out front. Kane with a shot to the front of net. Binnington makes the save and then covers it up with 15:58 left to go. Kane looks like he might have gotten a stick in the mouth. No call on the play, though. Oh, good play. Yeah, Garland puts it up front. Yeah, and Kane absolutely gets high stick there. No call. Parayko high sticks Kane, not on purpose, but either way. And then Pettersson, what a beautiful pass out to Kane on the second attempt. And then Kane jamming away there. Sherwood taking his man down. Kiefer Sherwood looks like he was in some pain going to the bench. Plays back underway. St. Louis wins it, clears it out of the zone. All the way down into the Canucks zone. Puck ends up back in the St. Louis zone. They play it up to their blue line, up to the red line, and jump it in. Hronek's first man back on the puck. He rings around the board. Comes up for Besser. Besser can't take it off the boards. And then Hughes comes up and pokes the puck out to center. St. Louis takes it back in their own zone. St. Louis is not looking as aggressive. They are definitely sitting back a little bit here. St. Louis puts the puck down low. Picks it up there in the corner, skates behind, tries to pass out front, blocked by Hedel. Banned on a pass there. Now Drew O'Connor gets to center and he chips it in, goes off some shin pads. Canucks start a change. St. Louis dumps it in from the red line. Lankinen cues it up behind his net, passes over. Now Marcus Pettersson puts it up the boards. Out of the reach of Lecker-Mackey. Puck back down in the Canucks zone. Victoria Mancini hits his man. Puck skips past him. Hughes Suter puts it out in front. Good stick by Marcus Pettersson. Back to the blue line. Shot to the front of the net. Lankinen does well to stop it through a crowd. Mancini puts it behind the net for Marcus Pettersson. Puts it up the boards. Intercepted by the St. Louis Blues. And then Drew O'Connor gets his stick into the feet of a St. Louis player. And that will be a whistle for another power play with Drew O'Connor pulling a Hedel and tripping a man by putting a stick in his skates. Random Meander in the chat. Welcome, Random Meander. EP40 is 8-year pro, 3 contracts. What use? Why? WYSI Aqua Fresh insists he remains. What is why? Why does WYSI mean? I do not know. I'm old. Please help me out, people. EP40 is cancer. Apparently, Random Meaner does not like him. The Major General. Go Canucks go, go Canucks go. Shot to the front net. Lankinen makes a save. Puck chipped wide. Canucks on trying to kill off another penalty. Kind of a lazy penalty. Puck down low. Into the corner. Tries to cut out front. Goes behind the net instead. Back to the far side. Skating to the top of the faceoff circle. Down low to the red line. Pass in front. Shot. Goes wide. Ends up going off the boards. Picked up by St. Louis on the far side. Down low to the red line. Tries to pass it in front. Couldn't get it to go. Bobbled puck. Now the Canucks pick up a bobbled puck and skip it all the way down the ice. I did not start the clock again. There we go. Now it's accurate. St. Louis carries it over the blue line, stops up, and ends up putting it back out of the blue line. Under a minute left to go on this power play. You got DeBrusk and Garland now on the penalty kill. My wife is wearing some gloves right now. I'm afraid for her. Oh, no. Oh, no. Dobby threw up everywhere. Oh, no. Dobby is sick of the Canucks bullshit. He threw up everywhere. He chugged his entire thing of water and then threw up everywhere, which is what Dobby loves to do. Dobby is pushing Crystal to the edge. She's on the edge of vomit. St. Louis controls still. Puck into the corner. Play up the boards. 5 seconds left on the penalty. Pass in front. Blockered away by Lankinen. Penalty is over. O'Connor's back on the ice. Broken stick there by St. Louis. O'Connor now with some speed through the neutral zone. He gets taken down now. Keep the puck now, O'Connor. Don't give it away. In front. Besser with a backhand goes wide of the net. Comes around the board. Baines puts it down low and Parayko picks it up and the whistle will go. Now Drew O'Connor came out of the box and immediately got tripped. So the Vancouver Canucks get their first power play of the game. Rod's in here dabbing. I know Rod's old like me because he's still dabbing because I don't think kids are dabbing anymore, right? Xavier Germain, finally! And Carly Isaac saying the exact same thing. Finally, Era's in the house. What's up, Era? How's it going? Nice to see ya. Dobby. In Brick Fight, he's like, Dobby, Dobby, Dobby. And she goes like, Dobby, Dobby, Dobby. Brutality, bud. We may lose our first game, maybe, Russell. What's the score in the game? Let's have a look at the out-of-town scoreboard here. Huh. Thought I had it here. NHL.com. Wow. Yeah, what the heck are you guys doing? You're losing to Philly? Philly's got 21 shots and 4 goals, bro. What's going on, Brutality Blood? Brutality Blood. Myers is a giant stud. Giraffe sunglasses. Yeah, Brutality Blood. That's a tough look to lose to Rick Tockett's Philadelphia Flyers. Calvin McKenzie, go Canucks, go. Hope is dope. You've gotten 6 more subs since you started your live. Very cool, right? You love to see it. 28 Blues, 19 Vancouver. Shots are now up to 33 shots for St. Louis and 23 shots for the Vancouver Canucks, which is not great. Not the worst, but it's not great. They had 11 shots in the second period, only 3 shots so far in this third period, and that's not how you come back in games. Let's go! Says Insane DY. Calum's like, let's go! Jake DeBrusque, the Pokemon Master. Love to see it. Welcome, dude. And you got Canuck Clay with his beautiful makeup done on there. Kiefer Sherwood doing some circles on the ice. He's on hat-trick watch, but he might be feeling something after throwing a hit. Petey gonna get his first goal in about 10 minutes up for the third straight period. Plays back underway. Canucks win the draw. Back to the blue line. Over for Hedl. Hedl down low. Back to him at the blue line. Hedl leaves it for Hughes. Hughes gets immediately checked. Puck comes down the boards. Elias Pettersson grabs the puck. He drops it for Hughes. Hughes now skates through his own slot. Through center. Over the blue line. Passes over for Besser. Besser tries to put it down the boards. Bad pass, though. St. Louis clears it out. Played around the boards. Picked up by Besser. He skates back. Puts it down low. Pass in front. Goes off of a shin pad and out. Hedl picks it up on the near side boards. Puts it down behind for Pettersson. Pettersson puts it back up for Hedl. Hedl puts it back down, but not hard enough to get back to Petey. St. Louis picks it up and backhands it all the way down the ice. Russ, bro, I obviously don't care. I'm just pulling your leg because it's funny. Laugh out loud. Yeah, bro, just because you're a fan, you would have obviously denied it. Laughing and crying. Dead. And the puck gets chipped all the way down the ice. The Canucks have not had a shot on this power play so far. Vancouver brings it in now. Lecker-Mackey, second power play, and it's out here. Back to the blue line. Hronek plays it over to the other side. Back for Hronek. He slap passes it down for Garland. Garland shoots, hits Binnington in the face. Kane Tries to bring it out front, loses the puck, and the St. Louis Blues pick up that loose puck and clear it all the way down the ice. Lankinen cues it up for Hronek. 10 seconds left in the power play. Pass into the middle. Good speed by Garland. He cuts to the middle. Good work. Shot to the front net. On the rebound. Tries to put it out front for a teammate. And Binnington stopped that pass from getting out there. St. Louis clears it all the way down the ice. And it was after the power play had ended. And so it is an icing call with 9:56 left to go in the third period of play. Good move by Garland to cut to the middle. What a beautiful play. And a shot. Tries to go short side low. And then gets a rebound, tries to chip it in front, but couldn't get it to go. Good work by Connor Garland, though. Absolutely. Rod, can the Canucks make it 4-3? Not yet. Good question, says David. Milosh, go Canucks, go! A puck has been dropped. St. Louis puts it off the glass and down the ice. It's because they have Rick. He's a good coach, says Vampire. Tyler Myers picks it up behind his own net. Puts it off the glass, out to the neutral zone. Ends up going off of something and back onto DPDs. He slaps it down, running around hard. Picked up there by Kiefer Sherwood, who loses the puck. St. Louis picks it up, puts it off the board, and skates it out. Tyler Myers takes the man's stick and comes up with the puck. I think St. Louis brought that in offside, so they will blow the whistle and we'll have a face-off in just a moment here. My name is Russ Hawley. This is Nothing is Perfect. And the Vancouver Canucks are struggling tonight. Let's be honest here. The Vancouver Canucks are struggling. Midnight Seller, damn, we may be 1-2 from this game, and it might get worse. Now, nothing is perfect. Oh no. Is Columbus losing again? Let's have a look at the out-of-town scoreboard. Did the Blue Jackets... Oh no. Yeah, the Blue Jackets lost to the Devils 3-2. Yeah, not a great look. Sorry to hear that, Midnight Solar. Nice to see you, though. Make him pay, Canucks. Then Skytrain Alvin. Ah, shit. We're on the PP. Rip. Fisherman Islanders 48 in meditation still. Laugh out loud. 5-2 now. Oh my goodness. Guess they scored an empty netter, eh? Yeah, 2 empty netters. Look at these merchants. Bobby Brink and Christian Dvorak getting empty netters after St. Louis pulled their goalie twice to try and come back in this game, being down 3-2. But Sean Couturier credited with the game-winning goal, assisted by Quinn Hughes' biggest fan, Trevor Zegras, and the Quinn Hughes wannabe, Jamie Drysdale. Back to the bar. I don't trust this PP. Neither do I. Gary Rosen, WTF, Pittsburgh and Nashville are playing a couple of regular season games in Sweden in November. I did not know that, but they do that sometimes. What is this? They literally have... They tried to show the 3 Petterssons on the bench, and then they had Marcus Pettersson, Elias Pettersson, and Elias Pettersson. They literally got Elias Pettersson and Elias Pettersson messed up. That is hilarious. Fluffy may lose it today. Oh boy. Yeah, brutality blood. Brutality blood. Yeah, Fluffy. Flying Fluffy. He probably doesn't like what's going on here. Hey man, this is Pure Veteran. What's up, my dude? Passer comes up with it, puts it back to the blue line. Shot by Myers, deflects out of play. 8:56 left to go. I didn't start the clock. Play will probably begin inside the St. Louis zone. Yeah, to Binnington's left here. Neil Foster. Ah, puck prime. It's so glitchy. Has it been bad for you tonight, my dude? Canucks win the faceoff. Pettersson back down the half boards into the middle. Puck bounces past their man. Hronek stops the pass from getting out front. Plays the puck over. Kane plays it up for Garland. Now he takes it through the middle. Comes up with it. Skates over blue line. Drops it. Tries to return the pass down for Kane. Couldn't get it to go. Kane tries to feed it out front, back to the blue line. It skips. Hughes picks it up there. He'll skate down on the faceoff circle. He'll take a shot. That goes off the bar, off the side of the net. Now Hughes back to the blue line. Hronek passes over for Kane. Kane shoots it, goes wide on the other side, off the boards and all the way down the ice. Hronek loses the puck in for a second. Now he chips it up the boards, picked up there by Hughes. Hughes passes across his zone. Connor Garland through the middle. Good speed, chips into the corner. Puts it behind the net. Coots picks it up there. First time we've seen him in a while here in this game. O'Connor trying to come up with it. He puts it behind the net for Garland. Garland spins, puts it up the boards. Skating down, Mancini then falls. Can't recover the puck though, and St. Louis now skates out. Victorio Mancini does well to get back. Good stick there by Marcus Pettersson to deflect that shot wide. St. Louis puts it back to the blue line. O'Connor can't get the puck. Mancini plays it to the corner. Marcus Pettersson plays around behind the boards. Lekermacki picks it up. He tries to put up the boards, realizes he's not going to get, holds onto it for a second. Now Marcus Pettersson starts skating, slaps it into the St. Louis zone where it's picked up there by the St. Louis defenseman. Plays it behind his own net to his teammate and all the way down the ice. And it wasn't icing for some reason. Tyler Myers picks it up, cuts to the middle, passes it across for Baines. Baines puts it back over for Myers, but the play was apparently offside with 7:01 left to go in the third period of play. So the Vancouver Canucks now have 6 shots in this period, which is still not good enough. But they do have more shots than St. Louis, but I don't think St. Louis is really trying to score right now. My goodness. Happy birthday, Bunny fans. Happy Thanksgiving, Bunny fans, says Big Mac. The Bunny fan. All right, guys, I'll go. I may be back next game. Welcome, Bunny fan. Nice to see you. Bye-bye. HMS Fangirl. I feel bad for Clay. A sleeper game isn't something to run on 2 to 3 hours of sleep after 24 hours. Yep. Puck down the ice into the St. Louis zone. Canucks can't come up with it. St. Louis clears it out to center. Tyler Myers loses the puck. And then it skips all the way down the ice, and the Canucks have iced the puck. With 6:30 left to go in the third period, the Canucks have not really turned things on. Rod, give me Pavel Bure, Trevor Linden, Jurki Lumi, and Kirk McLean. Heck yes. Yeah, you were lucky. Fatality Blackhawks. Fatality Blackhawks. Whoa, Blackhawks 1-0 over Mammoth. Not right now, Omega. Fatality's just rubbing it in. Neil Foster. Yeah, I'm in Squamish. If that has anything to do with it, maybe. It might be. I wonder if you have Rogers as your internet provider, maybe that's what it is. Give me prime King Richard in net. Canucks win the draw in their own zone. Ratu chips it over the red line and skates in on the forecheck. St. Louis, though, clears it out of the zone immediately. They dump it in from red line. Blanken stops behind his net for Hronek, who drops it for Hughes. Hughes stops behind his own net, skates out now. Through the neutral zone, over for Hedel. Hedel down the board, shot to the front net. Blocker to side by Binnington. Hughes plays it across the blue line for Hronek. Hronek into the middle for DeBrusk. DeBrusk with a shot towards the net. And Binnington goes and covers it up for the whistle. My goodness. Finally a Blues penalty up, but the Vancouver Canucks did not do anything with it. Horrible. Can't score if you're always in the penalty box. Correct. At least the Dodgers are winning. Now let's have a look. Yeah, the Dodgers are currently up against the Milwaukee Brewers. 1-0. They're in the 6th inning. So just scoring here in the top of the 6th to take the lead in game 1 of their division series. Who will win? Find out later. Until this power play can score, I'm not trusting it. Dodgers, Mariners, World Series. That's what it's starting to look like. Gary Wiseman, why are the Canucks PP allergic to shooting? I wish I knew. Why is their PP allergic to shooting? Would prefer Dodgers, Jays instead of. In my Be a Pro, I'm 16 years old and in the NHL. Don't ask me how. I just am. I'm leading the league in points, 5th for assists, 4th for goals, tied actually in with 3rd for goals. Not that it matters. Laugh out loud. Using cheat codes, Calvin? Same. Yeah. You're one. So Rod wants to see the Dodgers and the Jays in the World Series. Fire whoever's running the power play. Coots on the PP. But let's be real. Down 0-2. Yeah. True. Coming back from down 0-2 after losing 2 games at home. Now they got to play 3 games in Seattle. Finn's got the turkey on. Cowardly PP. Yep. That's a good way to describe that. Michael Chow in the house. What's up, my dude? Welcome back. Does anyone ever get fooled by the Canucks slap passes? Sometimes. Mariners destroyed the Jays today. Yep. Hachiko, Jays need to win a game first, then 3 more. Yep. Todd Peterson, these Blue Jays I said would be sleepers for a cup. Oh, these Blues I said would be sleepers for a cup this year. So far, they are no slouches. Heedle wins the drawback. Hughes skates down the boards, looks to the middle, passes, get deflects back to the blue line. They can't keep it in, so Hronek collects it in the neutral zone. Now he plays it over for Hughes. Hughes in his own zone, over the blue line, through the neutral zone, over the face-off dot. Dumps it in. Canucks moving on the forecheck. Almost getting it. Oh, yes, there we go. Team effort to get the puck back. Heedle gets hit into the boards. Puts it down low. DeBrus cutting to the front. Chips it on net. Binnington makes a save. Hronek with a shot. That hits a St. Louis skate and goes out of play. And that man's going to take a minute to think about his choices blocking a Hronek shot, because that was quite a slap shot. Joseph with the block. That's how you know that the Jays are a Toronto team. Pachico, the Sharks in NHL 25, they stink. They don't even have Macklin Celebrini crying. DeBrus driving to the net. Oh, yeah. I think it hit Joseph in the hip somewhere. But anyways, it deflects out of play. Canucks will take a face-off inside the St. Louis zone. Pettersson wins it back. Shot to the front net by Marcus Pettersson. Garland turns in the corner. He gets knocked down. Garland got dumped hard. St. Louis skates it out over the Canucks blue line. They'll dump it into the corner. Pettersson's first one back. Drives it across for other Pettersson. Plays it up for Kane. Gets past him, though, on a deflection. St. Louis picks it up in their own zone. Canucks are up to 10 shots in the period, which is good to see. Connor Garland leaving the ice now after taking a big hit. Kane trying to come up with it on the forecheck. Couldn't. Now the Canucks try and knock it down. Oh, well, Garland's still out there. So puck down into the Canucks zone, near side boards. Hronek picks it up. Looks like they're going to be taking some long shifts now, boys. Hughes loses the puck in the neutral zone. Hronek backtracks. 4:20 left to go in the third period. Pachico's crying. Rod, Tyson Nash used to play for my Kamloops Blazers when I was a kid. Pound it. Puck in behind the net. St. Louis picks it up and puts it right through the crease. Ratu getting absolutely hooked, and the referee doesn't make a call because they're absolute shite. Insane that they don't call that. How do you not fucking call that, refs? Pull your heads out of your buttholes. Insane. The man was wrapped around Heedle or Ratu and no call. Canucks get to center and shoot it in. Binnington stops it up in the corner. Stopped there by Pettersson, who Hughes plays it over Besser. Besser back up the boards. Mancini plays it down the boards. Back to DeBrus. Back to Mancini. Puck kept in for a second, but St. Louis works it out to the neutral zone. Canucks clear it out. Sherwood down the boards. Looks to the middle. Backhands it behind the net for Besser. Puck comes back to the blue line for Hughes. He walks the blue line. Passes down the boards for Pettersson. Shot to the front of the net, right through the crease. Back to the blue line. Mancini plays it across the zone, down to the face-off circle, far side. Back to the blue line for Hughes. Hughes with a shot. That one gets blocked and goes into the behind the St. Louis net. Canucks coming in to try and come up with it. Sherwood couldn't come up with it. St. Louis flips it out. 2:41 left to go in the third period. The Canucks have pulled the goalie now. So they're going 6-on-5 with just over 2:30 left to go here. Hughes picks it up, high slot. Deeks puts it in front. The Canucks shoot it on net. Binnington makes a glove save, and he'll hang on after Hughes had it all alone in the slot with a bouncing puck. Had to settle it down so he couldn't get a shot off right away. What a crazy bounce right to Hughes. He had to kick it up, takes a shot in front, and then Binnington just covers it up for the whistle. Faceoffs are now 21-21. Exactly 50-50. Dark charge. All right, let's see how we do tomorrow against the Ducks. Plus, don't leave Shilovs out to dry. Okay, thank you. Yes, we agree. Do not leave Shilovs out to dry. And Inprick Freddy we trust is like, learn the rules, Zebra. Where's little Petey, says Sheldon Murphy. Is he on the ice right now? No, they have him sitting right now, taking a rest. Got Kane coming in to take the face off. Lekramaki's out there. 2:27 left to go. Hughes is still on the ice, and he's been on the ice for 2:13. Back to Aronik over Hughes. He plays it across for Lekramaki. He has to adjust to take it. Back to the blue line. Hughes with a shot. Fans on it. Puck gets flipped all the way down the ice, and it goes into the net. Jake Neighbors scores on the empty net from his own zone. And Big Mac putting $1 into the swear jar. And there he is, Russell bleeding blues. Let's fucking go. And then Johnny Redbone's like, poop. 5-2. Rod's like, bye, y'all. Carly Isaac's like, game over. Isaac's like, anyone who drinks is not wise. Okay, 2 minutes left to go in this third period. The Canucks are now down by 3. Pettersson in, stops up in the corner. Shot to the front of the net, deflects up and out of play. Binnington makes a save. Hachigo, sell the team! And then Rod is just like, Hachigo's crying. Gary Wiseman should have a rebate clause in Petey's contract. Canucks recoup money for every game Petey doesn't get a point. Pettersson wins the drawback. Puck around the boards. Up the boards now. Past Mancini. Marcus Pettersson comes across to pick it up in his own zone. Out to Pettersson in the neutral zone. He flips it down into the St. Louis zone. Drops right in for Besser. What a Hail Mary pass from Pettersson to Besser. Besser unfortunately couldn't do anything with it. Big Mac 133. I've seen worse than this. Comeback Kings. Yep. We're only down by 3. We've got a minute left. Let's pull the Dallas Stars. Thank you for the $2 dono, Big Mac. Big Mac still believes. Armageddon Death. I've seen worse. Hey, nothing is perfect. What's up, Armageddon Death? Nice to see you. Welcome to the stream. Under a minute left to go here now in the period. And the game. Unless the Canucks can score 3 goals. Into the middle. Drew O'Connor to the side. Shot. Blocked. Out of play. Lekramaki's shot deflected out of play. Hey, your guys' the Nashville Predators, they won today, which is interesting because, you know, I didn't expect it, but you did. You beat the Senators and you took out Brady Tkachuk. So congratulations, Armageddon Death. Nice to see you again, my dude. Welcome back to the stream. Puck is dropped. Canucks win another draw. Lekramaki puts it down on for Coots. Coots works it in the middle. O'Connor couldn't pick it up. Puck all the way down the ice. Into the Canucks zone. Picked up there. Elias Pettersson over Myers. Up to Elias Pettersson. Coots puts it in the middle. Lekkerimäki couldn't take the pass. Puck down behind the net. And just like that, it's the end of the game. 5-2 win for the St. Louis Blues over the Vancouver Canucks. And the Canucks are officially 1-2 to start the year after yet another lackluster effort. You took the thought right out of my head. R.R. Chandra, there is no chemistry out there. Correct. Armageddon Death, laughing, crying. You know, I really don't know what to expect from the Predators, to be honest. Oh my God. All right, let's get Dustin on the line. I'm sad. Dustin always makes me feel better. All right. I'm not going to delay this one. Welcome to the show, the Silver Fox, Dustin Boydell.
Oh boy.
Okay, we're going to start off by having Dustin tell us what he's thankful for on Thanksgiving Day.
I'm thankful for being able to even watch a Canucks game, even when they lose. I'm also thankful for my friends and my family and for the whole Nothing is Perfect community, obviously. Oh, I'm thankful for Malhotra.
I'm thankful that game is over.
Yeah, that too. Man, oh man. Tell me you're a rookie coach without telling me you're a rookie coach.
Holy cow. What'd you think of the new line combinations? Because they kind of did what we were talking about. Like, obviously, Pettersson ends up with Garland and Kane.
Sort of. I know he overcorrected. I was like, no, you don't put both the checkers there. You got to split up Besser and DeBrusque. That's the key. And then finally, with 2 minutes left, you got Pettersson, Besser, and Sherwood. And it was like the best shift they'd had all friggin' game. Whew. Anyways, chemistry
Sheldon
is a
Murphy
real thing.
says, "Where's Leo
you
Kitty?"
you cannot have the same makeup of player. Like, you cannot have both your wingers as the same style of player. You can have them all through your lineup, but you can't have them play the same wing or the same line. It doesn't work. You need your centerman, who, for all accounts, should be your highest skilled guy on the line. You need a winger who is available for a shot and can cycle with or whatever, or be, a guy who plays up high. Where Besser and DeBrusque both want to be that guy playing up high, looking for that shot. And you need one guy that will get in the corners, help keep the cycle going, throw the body, dig out a puck, win a puck battle. And that's your Canes, your Garlands, your Sherwoods. Sherwood's the best of all worlds because the guy hits, he skates, he penalty kills, he comes back out when they need an extra man. He was on the power play. Like, my God, is there anything that guy can't do? Even after being hurt after a hit. I mean, let's look at Kiefer Sherwood's stat line tonight.
Yeah.
You want to talk about number one star stuff? 2 goals, 4 shots on net, 5 hits. Like, that's first line stuff, right?
Yep.
Then we look at our first line guys. Brock Besser, 1 shot on goal, 1 missed shot, 1 giveaway. We got PD, EP40, 1 shot on goal, 2 hits, 2 blocked shots, 7 faceoffs, 1. So at least, there was a little more to his game, but the 2 hits were in the first period, not much after the first period there. And where's our buddy Jake? Oh, he managed to get 2 shots on goal, but that's pretty much it. 1 blocked shot. -1.
Connor Garland's got 5 shots. Kiefer Sherwood's got 4. Heedle's got 3. And then it drops off from there. 2, 2, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. So Lekkerimäki, Ratu, and Coots did not manage to get a shot on net between the 3 of them. And if you're looking at
Lekkerimäki's not being put in a position to succeed and get shots on net.
Nope.
That's what I mean, is like the deployment of the players and their skill sets is not being done well.
Yeah, there is a lot of comments in chat right now about EP40. Alex says demote EP40 to the third line. Wood Lake says EP40 is a cancer. And then Johnny Redbone's like,
that whole line
rocks.
is a cancer. That whole line. It's not just EP40. Like, yes, Besser has 2 goals on the season, but the first one was set up on a nice drop pass by Pettersson, who then drew both defensemen deep so that Besser could even get that shot. And then he has a lucky one last game. But he hasn't really done much else this season. What else has Besser done so far?
Skytrain out from
Damn
the
near
red,
invisible tonight.
The Revenge
DeBrusk
Tour.
invisible.
All fake news.
It's the whole team right now. It's not just one guy. I get the hate that he gets. I get it. But when not a single person in those 12 forwards is really being put in a position to succeed, man, it makes me want to rip my hair out. And it's so beautiful. I don't want to rip it out.
Don't do it. It's not worth it. They're not worth it, Dustin.
Holy. I was worried.
Okay. One positive stat for EP40, because we like to make excuses for him. 58.3% on the faceoff. And after how terrible he was last game, we'll at least say, and then Hedl too, right? You got Coots, Hedl, and EP40 all plus 50% in the faceoff dots. And the weird part is Ratu is the worst faceoff man out of the 4 centers at 41.7%, right? So if there's any kind of positives we try and pull out of this game, is that at least they improved in the faceoff dot.
Yeah. And how many games do we give Quinn Hughes until he gets a point?
Yep.
Before we jump all over him. Because, I mean, Quinn Hughes needs to show me more.
Mm-hmm.
He hasn't shown me enough either. Like, yeah, let's dump on them all. Hronik's got to hit the friggin' net. Last I checked, the size of the net hasn't changed in 20 years.
Quinn Hughes was a -3 tonight, and Hronik was a -2.
There you go.
Let's
pile
forwards.
on those two. Quinn Hughes pinching on 2 of the goals against.
Besser, Hedl,
Kane,
the all
forwards are supposed
-2.
to cover, but Quinn Hughes on the 6-on-5 shoots it in the shin pads, leads to a empty netter, right? Like, it was a rush shot. Take your time, set up. Like, everyone's rushing. There's no structure at all. No chemistry,
Japan
no
4.
structure. It's just a bunch of guys that are told to go out there and try and play hockey. And it's like, what the fuck is happening?
Japan 4. Stop making fucking excuses for an $11.6 million player. I can't help myself, Japan.
I'm not. I'm just stating facts right now. The whole team sucks.
Russell Bleeding Blue says, I think we took notes from the Flames last game, Russell.
Like, holy man. Thank God Sherwood showed up, or this would have been a real ugly game.
So far, game 2, Demko showed up, and game 3, Sherwood showed up. So who's going to show up in game 3?
Hopefully the whole fucking team. Swear jar, but my God, like, that was hard to watch. Because there's no there's no adapting. And I was worried about this from the start with Foote as a rookie coach. And the big knock against Malhotra was that he had no experience as an NHL head coach. Well, Adam Foote has no experience as a professional head coach, period. Yep. And he got fired before the start of the Memorial Cup. What team fires their head coach like 4 games before the biggest tournament in junior hockey? One that is fed up with one that has completely killed all the offensive talent that their organization has ever known. The 2 years the Foote was the coach for the Kelowna Rockets were their 2 lowest scoring seasons in the last 15 or something. Like, if you look at the history, it's crazy.
Big Mac asks, can you explain how minus works for those who don't understand the up-down? This is me not knowing. $5 dono. Thank you very much, Big Mac, for the $5 dono. And the perfect person to answer that question is Mr. Dustin Boydell.
It's a lot to do with 5-on-5 scoring. If you're out there with a goal against, I'm going to just bring it up so I can talk about it better. So it's even strength. And then I think only even strength goals count, I think, towards plus minus. It's all 5 players that are on the ice at the time the goal scored. You don't even need to really be involved in the play. And then I think you used to get minuses for taking a penalty. I don't believe you do that anymore. I believe it's really just you're
Just
out there for
goals.
5-on-5 goals. I think you get a +1 for. Do you get +1s for power play points anymore? They used to
No.
give that anymore.
No.
Nope, it's
Just
all
for
even
5-on-5.
strength stuff now.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, they've really dumbed it down. It used to be far more complicated, but it's really just 5-on-5 stats, and you don't want to be on the minus side. That's for sure.
Yeah. So to summarize, if you're on the ice and you get scored against, you get a minus. And if you're on the ice and your team scores, you get a positive. So when I say Quinn Hughes is a -3, that means he was on the ice for at least 3 goals against.
At 5-on-5.
Yeah. Claire says, anyone taking bets on if Foot gets fired?
I talked about something very early in his hiring and history with Jim Rutherford and the potential of, okay, Quinn, we hired your head coach that you wanted. Is it working? The leash. This happened in Pittsburgh when Mike Sullivan first got promoted out of the AHL. They had a new coach. I can't remember which coach they had hired, but they fired him, I think, 15 games into the season and immediately promoted Mike Sullivan. And I mean, it wouldn't be out of the realm of possibility if this team loses. if this team loses all 5 games on this road trip coming up, you'd have to think that he's on the hot seat. And considering that they've already picked up the option on Malhotra for next season, I would imagine that he is their safety net for Foot. They picked up the option pretty early in the preseason, before Abby even got underway. And I don't know if maybe the office is seeing the inexperience of Foot as well being exposed. But with the youth that's on this team and the experience Malhotra has with a lot of these prospects that should be playing in this lineup, I get that Foot was familiar with all the stuff that happened in the dressing room and all of that, but Malhotra's a hockey guy. He's probably seen his fair share of feuds within his own locker room, but he's probably the type of guy who could have just as easily come in and dealt with it. He's very well spoken, very smart. He played the game absolutely the right way. And, I'm not trying to dump on the fact that Foot will never be a good NHL head coach. It's just his inexperience is showing really badly in the first couple of games here. Just with the inability to put guys in the correct positions to succeed. And I mean, I sent you my dream lineup earlier today that I'd love to see them maybe try in the next game, especially with a back-to-back coming up. I mean, man, if they put out 2 efforts like this back-to-back, they're going to lose both those games coming up.
So you have DeBrusk, Pettersson, Lekermacki, Kane, Hedel, Besser, Garland, Ratu, Carlson, Baines, Max Sasson, Kiefer Sherwood as your forward lines. So you're saying Coots back down to the juniors.
Coots needs to go back.
Yeah,
they're not doing him any favors. Like putting him with O'Connor and Lekermacki, like those are 3 very young hockey players. Lekermacki's trying to get his footing as an NHLer. He needs veterans to play with. He can't just be out there with a rookie center and expected to succeed. That's just not how you work with young player development. And having Kane being a physical presence helps, right? But you can't have the same guy on every flipping line. And I think Carlson and Garland is similar to a Garland and Joshua makeup. And you have Ratu in between them. I think that's a fantastic line right there. and then you have your fourth checking line. Like I just think you have to get drastic with the change, because right now this looks bad and there's no chemistry. There's no chemistry being built. It like you have to be like, okay, let's look at skill sets and just be really basic about it. Pretend you're playing NHL and it has everyone's skill sets, and you have to make a chemistry line, right? And your chemistry has to be above 80%. I don't care. Throw darts at a board, but anything's better than what we just saw for another 60 minutes.
German Canucks fan, I need Dusty rant right now. Donka, I still be a trooper for seeing this game at 4 a.m. in the morning. Russell, laugh out loud. And then Jake Take Hockey in the chat. He asks, was this worse than the Oilers game the other day?
Yes, because it was the response to the Oilers game the other day. And that's what makes it worse.
Calvin's putting trash in the chat.
That's what bothers me, is it's the response game, right? This is the game that they're supposed to bounce back and show that, especially at home.
Barbershop shows up. Hey guys, what I miss? Canucks win? PD 3-point game? Yeah. Well, thank you, German Canucks fan, waking up at 4 a.m. for that trash. But it is what it is, right? They did not show up. Swerve Irvin was actually apparently at the game, and he comments only the ice crew showed up.
Hey, Sherwood showed up. To be fair, Sherwood showed up.
Yeah, that is true.
St. Louis.
Yeah. And then there's one here. What does it say here? Wood Lake is saying Coots to the first line.
Ooh.
Even the power of Dobby couldn't help this team win tonight. Help them get one. But then they pooped the bed after that.
Poopity poop.
The one, okay, I mean, we always do try to look at the positive and the negatives, and it's easier to look at the negatives. But I would say I did feel that as the game went on, I felt like Evander's Kane's game got a little better. He seemed to be developing a little bit more chemistry with his line mates. And I did feel like he was definitely putting some pressure on St. Louis near the end there. So at least maybe as a result of his reduced minutes, maybe he is more effective when he plays a little bit less out there.
Possibly. But where's the physicality we saw when he was mad? Right? Like, we need that all the time.
Russell Bleeding Blues. German Canucks fan, I apologize for you saying this. Laugh out loud.
I'm pretty good at like picking out the silver lining and things, and recognizing patterns, and the pattern that I'm seeing right now is not a good one.
No.
And I'm worried. I'm very worried that you're just seeing Foot's overcorrection. All he had to do was but he took both. He just swapped centers, which was the wrong thing to do.
Yeah. Yeah, he's trying to play 40 chess, and he has to remember we're just playing ice hockey, bro. What is 40 chess? Yeah. That's not even a real thing, bro. But I think it's similar to the last game against Edmonton. He didn't make any changes to any lines until the third period.
And also didn't make the right changes until there's like 3 minutes left. Like, you got to make them earlier. You can make them in the middle of a period if you have to. Like, you don't have to wait till the...
Thomas wants to see your silver hair.
I'm trying my best to be positive about it and give him the benefit of the doubt, but it's tough, man. Especially when I watch so much Abbotsford hockey, and I just see what Malhotra does and how he adapts and the way that the team bounces back after a loss, and it's like... Why can't we have nice things?
I can't remember who said it earlier, but in chat someone said, I'm grateful and thankful for the Abbotsford Canucks. So
absolutely. Also, I want to clear something up. I have no idea why my jersey looks the way it does on stream, because on my Discord window and everything else, it looks like a regular Abbey Canucks jersey. But people have been asking if I'm wearing a suede jersey because it has like this weird black tone and like looks all ballin' and fancy. But no, it's just a straight up straight up Abby Canucks jersey. I don't know what happened. I don't know if it thinks I'm on green screen or what, but
I accidentally put a green
unless
screen
Russ
on you.
had a filter
Yep.
on.
All right. Okay, everyone ready? Ready? All right. There, you're back to normal. I literally had a green screen on you, bro. I mean, I don't use a green screen. I don't know what this is. That's weird.
Oh man, that's too funny.
That's
I've been like
hilarious.
noticing the question a couple times, and like I don't always see our the YouTube feed because I got chat and then us.
That's
so I was
so
like,
funny.
I need to ask about this. That's too funny.
Brutality
I mean,
Bloods.
it did look really cool, to be fair.
I can put it back on whenever you guys want. Brutality Blood. Brutality Blood. At least Rick Taka got his first win against us. Laugh out loud. Yeah, we can't laugh about that. That makes me sad. So, where do we go from here, Dustin? Because the Vancouver Canucks are scheduled to play probably an even tougher team coming up with the Dallas Stars coming up on Thursday in Dallas. 5 o'clock start. What do they need to do differently to have a successful game against another very, very good defensive team?
Well, yeah. I mean, like first off, they're gonna have to get back to more of what they were doing in the preseason. I just haven't seen any of that hockey. Like your guest in the second intermission was saying, I agreed with everything he was talking about, right? Like him and I see similar things out there. And it's like, where did that game go? Like, where did that 4-man rush go where we had 4 guys coming in and it was like, oh yeah, like going into battle. Like, it's like regular season started and it was like, oh no, we got to play a different hockey. It's like, whoa, what you were doing was working. And now it's not.
Off the glass and out. Off the glass and out.
I'm so confused by it all. Like that's why it's like, what am I seeing here? We're going backwards from what we wanted to be as a team. I just like, it's starting to like really puzzle me.
Castle Siege 53, who is our resident Dallas fan, shows up at just the right time. Who, me? Nothing is perfect. Go easy on us on Thursday, bro. We need it.
Yeah.
Oh my god. So there was one little piece of news that I saw because I was digging out because I know the Abbey Canucks will be playing Laval coming up this weekend. So I wanted to see where Sammy Blais was because there was a good chance that Montreal would end up sending him down. They did attempt to send him down about 6 days ago. So the Montreal Canadiens tried to send Sammy Blais down to Laval. He actually gets picked up by the Toronto Maple Leafs. How much of a piss off is that for a French guy to get picked up by the Toronto Maple Leafs?
Well, picked up and then healthy scratched for 3 games. Like, that's even worse.
Because who was it last year who got sent down and picked up and sat down and picked up and sent down? Like that happened a couple times last year with these guys who were those bubble guys. Is that going to happen with Sammy Blais here? He's just going to get moved between teams 4 times?
I'm not sure. Right? Like, I truly think that he earned his way back into an NHL roster. Like, God, Lord knows we could use some of his grit and fire in this lineup right now. And the way he kind of drove the puck to the net was physical and has tons of offensive upside. You know, him and Sherwood on a line together would be ridiculous. But yeah, no. I mean, I hope he gets into some NHL playing time here. We'll see. I mean, Toronto has gone 1-2, losing 2 in a row to the Detroit Red Wings. So maybe he finds his way into the lineup in the next game because they could use some more of his style that they've kind of been lacking since they got rid of Kadri. So Blais, kind of a similar player type to that with a little more size than Kadri. Maybe not as much offensive talent, but definitely a guy who's going to work very hard for you, regardless of the crest that's on the front of the jersey.
So we're going to end up seeing Dakota Joshua and Sammy Blais on a line for the Oilers, eh? Or for the Maple Leafs.
That would be honestly a terrifying line for any forward group or defense group to have to play against. Like that's a heavy forechecking line, man.
Wood Lake's trying to make us feel better, throwing $13.99 into the chat. Thank you very much for the fat dono to finish things off tonight. So an up for the night is Wood Lake coming in huge with the $13.99 here on Nothing is Perfect. So thank you very much, Woodlake. We appreciate you. Japan Force says Yuri Patera. It was the one who was going up and down and back and forth.
And another thing, I am just going to will it. I'm going to manifest it if it's the last thing I do. Tage Thompson is unhappy in Buffalo, and they are not doing well. They have already had a jersey thrown on the ice. Their home fans have booed them out of the building. It's 3 games into the season for them. He is a multiple 40-goal scorer. He is 6'6". He is a $7.14 million cap hit until 2030. He can play center. He can play right wing. He's exactly the player that this team needs to balance out our top 6 lineup. I'd be banging down Buffalo's door if I am Patrick Alvin to get that player on our team. And if it costs us a junior prospect, like, we have defensive prospects we can move.
Yeah.
Like, there's no path where all these guys play for this team at the same time.
Right.
Or ever. And right now, Kudryavtsev is doing yeoman's work carrying the load down in Abbotsford, to quote the great Tony Gallagher. As the veteran defenseman, it's his second pro year, and he's doing everything down there while Wielander tries to catch up to pro speed. Maybe you move DPD because you have Forbert and POJ under NHL contracts. Like, Kudryavtsev is also a left shot. Like, where's the path? You have all this logjam on that left side now. You got Hughes, Marcus Pettersson, Derek Forbert, Pierre-Olivier Joseph, and Kirill Kudryavtsev, who looks like he's going to be ready to make the jump like anytime. Because every single game I watch that kid, he gets better and adds to his game. He's not just that offensive guy we saw in juniors. Like, he has developed into an incredible two-way defenseman that can move the puck and also is responsible enough to play in his own end. So, that's something I'm just trying to will into happening. And I got to get it out there publicly, because if it happens, I'm gonna be doing cartwheels.
Big Mac with all the questions tonight, and another fat dono, $10 dono coming in from Big Mac. He says, do you tell the players what to do during the game, or does the figuring out happen during practice? Like, why would you go to the coach during the game saying, what do I do, coach?
It's a balance, right? The coach shouldn't have to tell them what to do, but he should be aware enough to mix up the lineups when something isn't working. And they should be practicing different line combinations in the event that things aren't working, because the one thing that Foote did preach was being adaptable. And in the first 3 games of the season, I mean, Calgary, he didn't need to because they controlled the majority of that game.
Yeah.
But the next 2 games, I saw very little adapting to what the other team was throwing at them. And so I hope that we see some bigger changes. Carlson did take warm-up tonight, so I think there was a question that maybe someone has maybe a little bit of a tweak he might have got in the lineup. Again, didn't see enough from Drew O'Connor tonight. Like, couple more turnovers, just not really doing what I need to see from him. So I'd really, really like Carlson to get a chance, because he did work hard to improve last season under Malhotra and company, and I think he did put in the work in the summer. So I'd really like to see him draw in, and if they're not going to use him, try and get him through waivers and back to Abbotsford, because there's no point in letting him rot in the press box.
Yeah. And then Christopher in chat just says, Tage.
Oh, the cartwheels I would do, baby.
Dustin, is there anything you want to say to chat before I let you go for the night?
Again, happy Thanksgiving to everyone out there. So much appreciation for your questions and for your support and your love. absolutely adore doing this and being here for you guys, even when we're losing. We're always going to maybe have a rant, but we're always going to keep it realistic, and appreciate everybody and hope you have a great rest of your Thanksgiving and have a great week. I guess we're not back till what we get
Thursday.
2-day break now, Thursday. Yeah. So
They may actually get a
and then
practice in.
Yep. So we'll see everyone later in the week, and I hope you all have a great night.
Dustin, I'm thankful for you on this Thanksgiving Day. So enjoy the rest of it, and we'll chat again soon, brother.
Absolutely. Cheers.
Dustin Boydell, the Silver Fox, stopping by to drop some knowledge in our faces, which you love to see. Thanks for being here, my dude. We got all the kids in chat right now. You guys are absolute beauties over here. I like the Suede better. Laugh out loud, green farts to Skytrain Alphen. Midnight Solar, I'm thankful for Russell and Dustin and Big Mac and from this painful loss for the Columbus Blue Jacket. That's what I'm thankful for. Yeah, Dusty, I was wondering about that. Thank God I wasn't going crazy yet. Did you guys see that I put it back on for a second there? Winner, Thanksgiving dinner. Filter like, you are crazy, Alvin. No worries on that. We love you, though. Am I close? I wish they made a jersey like that. Should then laugh out loud. Green filter. Oh, that's what it was. I thought it was a 6 suede jersey, laughing and crying. We lost 5-2 again. It's Dallas Stars, boys. Yeah, Calvin 99 Charlie calling a 5-2 loss. Right, Gary? I'm going back to bed, says German Canuck. See you later, German Canuck. Thanks for stopping by, my dude. A green screen jersey, dead. We were watching a Mirage. Yep. I'm sorry for messing with you guys like that. We were trying to do something the other night. When Dustin came on our Be a Pro stream, I was trying to crop him out so that he could be on the screen, but it didn't end up working. That's funny. At least, Dustin, at least you're not us Islanders. Yeah, he is aware of how bad the Islanders have been so far. Lederhosen jersey. Patrick Alvin needs to go, says Woodlake. I believe that. I wonder what was the green jersey trying to portray. So it would just be literally whatever was behind him, but there is nothing behind him. So it was just making it black, which is why it made it look like slightly suede-y. Emperor King, Wildlife 12, we may have a comeback for my team. Laugh out loud. Are the Kings playing right now? Oh, 5-on-4 power play for the Wild. So unfortunately, Emperor King, it looks like you guys are going to have a tough time coming back in this one with only 4 minutes and 30 seconds left to go. Good luck, though. Since the green screen effect was on, what was it trying to portray? The black behind him. Okay, here, hang on a second. I'll show you guys. I go over here, yeah. So this is what it was trying to show. Oh, that's not it. Here we go. So there's just, when Dustin's not here, it's just black. So it's just like canceling it out and making it black. Weird, right? Back to the bar. Let's go! Aurora. Diehard Red Wings fan. I thank you very much for that comment, Dustin. Thanks for being here, Diehard. AI Orca. Now I want to go play Be a Pro. This was depressing to hear. Woodlake hype! Yeah, Woodlake with a fat $13.99 dono. Thanks again, my dude. Dark Jedi, nothing is perfect, but hey, if Lightning are like this, Canucks can beat us. I hope so. We'll need all the hope we can get. Alex Tuck? Yeah, I'd take Alex Tuck to Japan for sure. Todd Peterson, hey, Fisherman48, I've been supporting the Kraken and Lane Lambert's getting M to play Kraken hockey. It's also close at the bottom, so here's to us. Here's to Todd and to Fisherman. Japan for Darlene is getting fed up there also. Later, Tron. Yeah, Christopher's just like Tage. To fish into captain's net. Trade PD for TNT and Darlene. Laugh out loud. Can you imagine? That would be the fleecing of all time. Trapezium. More like PD and Hughes. Yeah. PD can go have fun in Buffalo. It's closer to Sweden anyways. Laugh out loud. Omega Fish. We tied the game and moved Bedard to Canucks. Yes, give us Canucks, or give us Bedard. We'd love Bedard. Woodlake, EP40 and Heronic for the Hughes brothers. We might take that. Nah, Quinn can go see his boyfriend in Philly. Laugh out loud. Who's Quinn's boyfriend? Jason J. No one wants EP40. Correct. Miserable Sabres fan. I threw a jersey. Was it you? Was it actually you? Just like, ha! Japan Ford. He won't waive his no trade. Correct. Yeah, he has a full no trade now. That's what she said. Todd Peterson. Good. Got a good looking draft coming up. I'd look at Zamula in Philly, but could be another squid. No cow tipping. I agree. Nice. It's about adapting on the fly. Yeah, Japan 4, you're right. Dustin's correct too. The Canucks have not shown that they're able to adapt on the fly, which is what the problem was last year with Tocchet. He wouldn't adjust. He would just play the same game against literally every single other team, which was crazy, right? Like, you need to do better at adjusting on the fly and not waiting until the very last period of the game to do something to make your team better. But they haven't been doing that, and it drives me bonkers. There's been a couple rants tonight. I've been enjoying our rants, which is fun. We love a good rant. We love a good rant. So, Todd Peterson says, is that a snake just going through the salad bar? Deadly Flames 27. Russell Bleeding Blues, I see your team performance. I will acknowledge this we need. Welcome, Deadly Flames. Nice to see you. We do have other players who want to play. Yeah. Very good at Deadly Flames. No hands. Cancer, says Woodlake. It's the players on this team. Country club mentality. Bad habits built throughout the years. Yep. Snake like me. I'm a smallish Happy Gilmore. Just a smallish. I really like your guys' takes. Keep it up, boys. Thank you very much, Japan 4. We try to have good takes. But I am like Russell from nothing other, not other Russell on my team lost. Laugh out loud. Nothing is perfect. It's always good to see you. Brutality, bud. Calvin 99 Charlie. The Hassan thing is crazy. Poor puppy. Happy Thanksgiving, says Woodlake. Canada. You too, Rusty, says Van Al Beauty. I'm grateful for you guys. Big Mac. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone. It's a great night. No matter what, we are here to see it. Thanks, Dusty. Todd Peterson. I want to kiss you all over and over and again. I want to kiss you all over. Bam, 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 bam. Till the night closes in. That's the one you were saying, right? Dusty, it's back on. Laugh out loud. What's going on with our practice facility? I know. Maybe they'll just build a practice facility on the top of Rogers Arena. I am chilling, says Armageddon Death. Yeah, lucky you. It's nice to be chilling. Midnight Solar. Nothing is perfect. I concerned for our Avalanche and Lightning games for CBJ Russell. Yep. I bet apparently the Lightning haven't been playing very well. So we'll see what happens. Fisherman 48. Nothing is perfect. Have a good one. I am headed off. See you later, bro. Nice to see you, my dude. McNally 25. Big Zed. Toronto Maple Leafs versus Nashville Predators tomorrow, 7 p.m. Woodlake update. Woodlake will be changed to 10 Mile Bay next year. Weird. Will you update your name, Woodlake? Why are they changing the name? Night, everyone. Happy Thanksgiving to you all and all of your loved ones. Yeah, Darth Jedi was saying that we might be able to get a win against the Tampa Bay Lightning. Oh, Florida team rival. You enjoy laughing at us at Brutality Blood. Brutality Blood. Turned Lizard. Happy Thanksgiving, guys. Thanks for being here, Turned Lizard. Yeah, Darth Jedi says, Brutality Blood. Russell Bleeding Blues. I enjoy the Russell versus Russell battle always. Yeah, it's always fun, my dude. It always seems to be a chaotic game when we play each other. Arby Dar? Are you chugging a beer? Arby Dar? Just like, there's nothing left in my cup. It makes me sad. Armageddon Death. I am just chilling, and that win for us against Ottawa could help. Yeah, dude. That was a big win against the Senators. Too evil! Wild as life. I see Emperor. Wild as life. and Emperor chirping each other. The Kings have pulled the goalie now, but the whistle is gone, so we'll see what happens. 3-2 left. Just 44 seconds left in that game. So we'll see what happens for you guys. Good luck to both of you. Todd Pettersson. See you next game, says Prickfetti. 100% EP40 and Heronic for the bros. Yes, yes. Ruthless Shark, he's like, swear jar, swear jar, swear jar, swear jar, swear jar, swear jar, always. Or we're right there with you, Ruthless Sharky. It's only game 3. Okay. It's only game 3. Breathe it in through the nose. It's only game 3. Out through the mouth. Ah. Okay. I feel a little better. Ah. Thank you, Woodlake. I needed that. Todd Pettersson. I calm the worms like Perry, but emoji bug. Okay. Worms. I get it. Cal McKenzie. Our concept of the Canucks having a big D experience. Some shrinkage tonight. Yep. The D is definitely shrinking tonight. Woodlake. Don't be like EP40. Don't like EP40. Don't like Heronic. I give up. Later, y'all. See you next game. Happy Thanksgiving. Todd Peterson. Cheers. That's the hit of the evening, Russell. Gary Wiseman. Yeah, Heronic has been shit since the new contract. Correct. Yeah. Happy Thanksgiving, Calvin, says Big Mac. Gary Wiseman. At 7.5 a year, he needs to be able to anchor his own line. Yep. Woodlake, 20 million for EP40 and Heronic. Oof. Not a good look. Insane dead weight. Trevo, says Zach. Swap out the first line tomorrow and replace them with Abby Kids. Couldn't be much worse. True. 10 Mile Bay is our brand new campground. Oh, fancy. You guys built a new campground, eh? Miserable Sabres fan. Yes, that was me. And swear at the GM. Bro, you literally threw your jersey on the ice? That's hilarious, man. I'm sorry you were at that game and you had to see that. Trevo! Gary Wiseman, what is number 3 crown that just appeared next to my name? You are number 3 in the this, which is the top fans. So, Gary, you are currently tied for 3rd with Callum for 3rd, 275 points apiece. Woodlake is at 650 and Big Mac is at 1010. First place. We might as well, since we're here, have a look at the donos tonight as well. So everything got started with the general $2 dono. Can we just get 6? And then Eric Hunter donated a gift of memberships. Major General donated a gift of membership. Eric Hunter gifted it again, membership. And then Big Mac using his 10-month membership message to say, go, 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 boom, Dobby, 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 Dobby. And then Eric Hunter gifting another 5 gifted memberships. You crazy guy. I appreciate you. Big Mac donates $1 for the swear jar. $2. I've seen worse than this. Come back, Kings. And then Big Mac donating $5 to ask about plus minus, which means that when you get scored on 5-on-5, you get a minus. And when you score 5-on-5, you get a plus if you're on the ice. Woodlake with a $13.99. And then Big Mac with a $10 dono to ask about what you should be doing on the bench, talking to the coaches. So there it is. The donos for the night. I appreciate you guys. And then it disappeared again. Yeah, because you guys are tied. We tied. Woo! Did you guys actually tie it? Oh my God. You guys tied it. Now it makes sense. Because Fireborn Note shows up with the eye emoji saying Emperor, King, and Wild is Life. You guys, should I put that game on? I wonder if it's on TV. Here. Let's see if I can find that game while we're finishing up here. Top fans! Yeah. Yeah, so you guys are top fans like this. Rod is in 5th place. Okay, hang on here. Let's switch this back over. But yeah, if you're a top fan, that means you've commented, donated, all those kinds of things. All right, let's go back to the VAR for a sec. I should theoretically have this game somewhere, right? Kings versus Wild. Might be too late. Is that like OnlyFans? Maybe a bit. Adam, Taj, Hassam, reset the team. Switch this up is an example to change up team chemistry. Adam, I kind of agree with you. The Canucks need to do something because right now it has not been a good look. Let's all be honest with ourselves here. Well, that is loud. I don't want to hear that. We got the Dodgers game on now. Do we have a feed for the base football? We do not. I don't think I have the... No, I don't have that game, unfortunately, so I cannot watch. So the Dodgers are up 2-0 now. Your contributions to the stream, Gary Wiseman. It gives XP in chat. Fatality Blackhawks. Omega, what did you... We just scored. The Blackhawks have now taken the lead in their game, which is wild. It's a crazy night in hockey. The only two games still going. Kings and Wild in overtime now, 3-3. The Blackhawks take a 2-1 lead on the Mammoth with only 12 shots on net. Mammoth are on the power play now. Interesting, says Gary. Calvin 99 Charlie. Russ, I want a game on NHL 24 or 25. I promise you I'll beat you on there. I just hope you ain't a sleeper agent in hockey too, like he was in that sword game. I forgot what it's called. Chivalry. It's called Chivalry. The Knight's chosen one, says Todd Peterson. You're always interesting, Gary. No need for adulation. Now I'm out. Laugh out loud. Gary Wiseman laughing and crying. Dr. Doom. Meditation from nothing is perfect. Always enjoyable. Okay, everyone. Breathe in through your nose. Hold it for a second. And breathe out through your mouth. Breathe in through your nose. Breathe out through your mouth. Oh, the Brewers with a good hit. That one bounces out of play. So what does that mean? He gets onto second base. So the Brewers now with a runner on second and third, first and second. See you, Russell. Nice to see you, Die Hard. Always good to see you, brother. I think we're playing you guys pretty quick coming up here. Big Mac's like, Ravi de te voir ici à la poisson. Prochaine. I cannot speak French. I absolutely butchered that. Russell Bleeding Blues. Okay. Oh, another Russell. Okay, we got it. Okay, Big Mac. Ask Russ for my email and you can email me. I don't have social media downloaded on my phone. Less stress. Oh, yeah. I do have to remember. I got to send Swerve and Irvin's contact info. Swerve and Irvin's contact info to... All right, we got to put this in the captain's log. Captain's log. So... Calvin to Big Mac and Swervin to Major. Cool. Captain's log. Start date October 13th. I need to connect the Nothing is Perfect community together to create beautiful music. Is Drew Dowdy time? I can't hear. I do have Fluffy rant too. Brutality blood. Gary Wiseman, debut season for the Mammoth, kind of. Yep. Knopf in the house. That was a tough watch. You are absolutely correct, Knopf. Nice to see you again, my dude. Welcome back to the stream. Looks like the Brewers have just scored a run, so it's 2-1 now. Mammoth Hockey Club. No, I think they're just called the Utah Hockey. PP time. Oh, so the Kings are going 4-on-3 power play now in overtime. So they have a chance to win this. Oh no, the Mammoth is getting PP. Yeah, you guys are getting the PP. The Kings pulled their goalie for a second. I thought there was a delayed penalty, but thanks for the laughs. You're very welcome, Woodlike. It's always good to see you. And thanks again for the donos. Thanks for the laugh. You're very welcome. I am neutral, says Castle Siege. He's just sitting there watching the chaos unfold. I have done worse giving players of the Sabres the finger. You're just like... Todd Peterson, later, skater. I'm out. Gary Wiseman's out. Peace. Live long and prosper. Yeah. Okay. Let's call it there then. Thank you, everyone, very much for being here tonight. We will be live again tomorrow night for the Be a Pro. The stream is already posted. And I should mention as well, I will bring this up because I'm very excited for the game on Thursday night. So we will have an absolutely stacked crew on Thursday night against the Stars. We're going to have Dustin. We're going to have Diener HD coming and joining us for the Rusty and Dusty Sideshow. And as well, we are going to have Nucko from Nuck Memes. He actually has just started a YouTube channel, so it'll be perfect. We can chat about that. So this is going to be an absolutely stacked game on Thursday against the Stars, which you can see here. It's going to be a 5 o'clock start. That's going to be a lot of fun. So thank you everyone for being here. Yeah, it's been a great night, despite the fact that the Canucks kind of, they kind of pooped the bed a bit. But, it is what it is. So until tomorrow night, remember, my name is Russell Holiday. This is Nothing is Perfect. And make sure that you make good choices.
Thank you for having me. Thank you to everyone who requested to hear my beautiful voice too. I appreciate that.
How you doing tonight?
Doing good.
Thank you very much for taking the time out of your very first hockey game to join the stream. Everyone was very excited to see you, and enjoy the rest of the game in the third period.
Yeah, thank you so much. Bye-bye, guys.
Trevor Beggs joining the show from Locked On Canucks. Thanks for joining me today, brother.
My pleasure, Russell. How you doing today, buddy?
I'm doing really good. I'm doing really good.
Hey, buddy. What an intro. Thanks, man.
Hey, no problem. It's nice to see you again. It's been a while.
Dude,